Mr. Alfred Adriaan.
Hello, sir.
Welcome
Good to be here.
to the Thought Lab podcast.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
fancy, eh?
Hey?
It's fancy. I thought when I walked in here, I was like, I had in my mind, I was like, because I heard the thing, you hear, like, it's a podcast, I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, must go there with a
Yeah.
sweater.
There's a
Got here, look at this.
My
I'm in
buddy.
a studio, meneer. It's dope. It's dope.
It's sick, eh?
It's
Tellytrack
dope.
Studios are so sick. I'm so very, very fortunate that they sponsor
No.
me.
I won't lie. You are very fortunate. There's a lot of big cameras here, guys, and there's one tiny, which is
Which is mine.
what you're
right?
watching right now.
So hopefully whoever's listening to this can be like, oh, shame that poor oak. Let's sponsor him a camera.
Another camera,
Yeah.
and a big one, a 4K. thing that's- Anyway,
But
yeah.
it's good enough, man. It's good enough to
It
start
works
out with.
beautifully.
You know, when we first started the podcast, we outlaid a lot of money for the equipment.
Yeah.
And my budget allowed for a camera, so
Yeah,
I got the best camera
all
I
you
could.
need. Yeah.
And at least it goes on YouTube.
It's crazy how tech has changed, man. Like, cameras are getting so much smaller.
Yeah.
They apparently the other day
Look at that, buddy.
they shoot movies with SLRs. Like,
Yeah. Well, they've shot movies with an iPhone.
yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's ridiculous what you can do, eh?
Anyway.
The curve of technology.
Totally,
right?
man. It's taken. Also, what's happening is, then I go, like, I personally, like, as an artist, right? We have, in the past, we were slaves to channels.
Yes.
We were slaves to channels, so I have to wait and hope that mainstream media is
Will
one day
pick you
going to
up.
pick me up. And a lot of good, talented people fall by the wayside. And now, with social media and the YouTubes and all these places, I can take this thing into my own hands. Like guys like Casey Neistat, no one knew.
Hey, look at what he's
Casey
doing.
Neistat would never get a show on TV in the
Ever.
90s.
Ever.
Why? The bra does nothing. Every day, rides around on a skateboard. Biggest sensation ever.
Isn't it
So
true?
it takes the power back to the people, which
Yeah,
I love.
I love.
Sadly, you also see some terrible stuff.
But
Tons.
here's the thing.
But
It's my choice to watch.
it's your choice to
right?
watch.
And that's it. I mean, last year, October, I turned around to my brother. My brother's a musician, right?
Yeah.
And so he put all of this together.
Yeah.
And he's my main equipment sponsor. He's my sound engineer. And I was like,
Oh, I love that.
Jam?
I've also got a brother like that.
there we go, right? I actually saw the video with your brother, right? I was like, Jared, I want to start a podcast. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
This is
shitting.
what you need.
Yeah, put it all together,
Yeah.
hit it.
Dude, you got road mics. It's fancy.
I know. It's
Very
all
fancy.
him.
All fancy.
It's all him. Yeah. No. So one thing he was super anal about. Okay. Although the camera quality isn't to the nth degree, and we'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
But
But you don't need it's two of us. Bang.
done.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
it. That's all we need, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need graphics, right? It's just
Yeah.
you and me.
Yeah.
But one thing he was super anal about, he said the quality will be the best from an audio point of view.
Oh, that's
because the majority of people consume the podcasts through the app.
exactly. You know what I
and
do?
he's a musician, so
Yes, I do.
he wants-
podcasts because I don't generally listen to mainstream radio anymore. So what I do is I download a podcast
Bam.
and then in the car I just listen.
That's
and I
it.
learn things, man. You don't learn things on straight radio anymore
You
because
don't.
they're so censored. There's
Yes.
too many ads, there's too
Yes.
many this and that.
Well, my whole idea for the podcast was exactly that. My brother and I are serial podcasters. And
Oh.
I started off becoming a podcaster. I hooked him in, and I've hooked a lot of my friends around me going, when you drive, it's dead time.
yeah.
There's nothing you can do,
Yeah,
right? You can listen to the radio,
Yeah.
or you can listen to a podcast.
Absolutely.
So I drive on average so I've worked it out in terms of my driving and the amount of podcasts I listen to. I listen to 40 hours of podcasts a month.
Really?
Now,
That's
you
a lot,
think
dude. That's
about-
a working week.
Well, absolutely. 40 hours
Yeah.
a month. Sorry,
Yeah.
a month. 40 hours
Yeah,
a
but
month.
that's a
which is
working, like
yeah.
a-
And if you think about it very carefully, what can I learn in 40 hours?
Sure, dude.
So much.
Sure.
So much.
dude.
I can learn so much. And I get to listen to the best people out
Dude.
there.
And you know what I love the most is like when you're on a podcast and they've got like a random dude that is hugely interesting,
Yeah.
and then you go and find him and he's got a podcast, and then they lead you down this path. It's like it's Alice in Wonderland out
Exactly.
there. If you
Exactly.
get on a stream, like I've been listening to watch this chick Nicole Scherzinger. Anyway,
Nicole
something like
Scherzinger.
Yeah. Not Scherzinger.
The singer.
Not the singer. Some
Oh.
comedian called Scherzinger or something surname. But I just stumbled upon her, and she had Jay Leno on, and she got Jay Leno on by chance. But she's like a working comic, and only because she was doing a charity with him. Excuse me. There's a burp there. Our
You be
sound
you,
guy
dude.
caught it. So like she was interviewing him, and there he could be himself. So like you heard like real insights, and they were on like for an hour and a half And then the next person you listen to wasn't like hugely famous, and they were talking about comedy and its bones in LA. And dude, you learn so much.
It's amazing. And you know what the thing is, when we spoke on the phone as well, I said to you, for me, I go, an hour to me isn't long enough. An hour, we just get into it. We just started having fun.
Yeah.
And 2 hours like my max. But I find after the hour and a half, my guests are like, I can't believe I'm telling you this, but bam! And they tell you really get into it. It's long form, it's true, it's real, it's unedited, it's unscripted.
Absolutely. It's like Big Brother. For the first day or two, you can see these people are still wearing the underpants in the shower. Day 4, fuck it, balls out. You know what I mean?
Balls deep.
People are shitting in the garden now. That's what it's. You know the thing. That's what happens.
I know exactly.
Because you forget. And with radio, generally, you can be in the biggest studio ever, especially with radio as a format. And especially like because there's no big crew standing.
No.
We forget.
Yes.
There's people, like thousands of people going to listen, but you forget. I'm just talking.
Just talking to Huntley.
Yeah, I'm just talking to
Just a
Huntley.
guy.
Next thing you know, you know what? There's one night. It just happened once. They can't call me gay, can they?
Oh my God. This is going to be my favorite podcast. So before the podcast, I was actually saying to you, you are the first love child.
Yes.
Of Whacked Management.
Yes.
And the Thought Lab podcast.
Fantastic.
How amazing. So we obviously had John on the podcast, which is really, really cool. And I look up to him to the nth degree.
No, he's like my mentor, man. He's like and he's become, not just, like he's a guy I've always looked up to, but he's also become like a really, really good friend to me. We traveled together, and this is the thing. People think that comedians are like rock and roll, especially with John. He's got a rock star vibe about him. But we just went to Australia together, so we like staying together really in the hotel room next door, and then we'd go, okay, all the young guys, like, oh no, let's go find a place to drink. Then me and we would go, it's been a long day, eh?
Yeah.
Let's go to bed. How about we hit the museum at 9? We were like, we go and look at art exhibitions and like go and look for good food. He's fantastic to be around.
Yeah.
So the guy knows so much of so much. So he knows so much about so many different things. He's really a fresh.
No, absolutely. I went to his. He has like a talk once a month called Like Mind.
Yes, I've hosted it.
Have you done a Like Mind?
Yeah, I've
Lovely.
done too. Yeah.
So I went to my first Like Mind last month. Absolutely mind blown.
I love the way that they throw a comic in the middle and some serious people.
It's so great. So two business speakers, a comic, and then two business speakers. So it was absolutely incredible. Hooked up with Jade and Kyron and everybody, and had a chat to the guys. And I said to them, let's do something together. You've got all these brilliant guests, and I need guests.
Those guys, and that's what you're saying. I'm love child of these things. Is that those guys have really been the reason my career is starting to work.
Yeah.
Because like Kyron and Jade and these people, like, those people, I always say to people, it's sometimes you can be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't have the right people around you, it's going nowhere.
It's your network, dude.
Dude,
it's your network.
They're like family there. They're like looking out for me. They'll tell me this is not the right thing to do. That's not the right.
Yeah.
John called me this morning and said, "Did you sleep?" You need to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like you need to go home now. You must sleep.
Yeah.
And they Tafia, this is the part owner of Whacked. She we were like, oh, what's the ticket? How many tickets? You get obsessed about numbers. How many tickets have you sold so far?
Dude.
She said to everybody, Alfred is locked out. No more ticket sales information for him. If he wants comps, he must just email us and say who's coming and we'll organize the comps. But he must focus on the show now. We don't care if there's 2 people there tonight.
There we go.
That's how they are. They just take care of me,
But you see, there's a difference between, and we were discussing this the other day, what is a management company?
Yes.
And what does the word management mean?
Yes.
So to become a manager is not to be an administrator, it's to be a leader. It's to support, it's to grow. So if that's your job as a manager in a company, shouldn't that be your job as a management company?
They've had a little bit of experience with it. In South Africa, like especially with artists, we get it wrong. I think musicians have managers. Like, I think with comedians, we have mostly agents.
Yes.
So they are an agent to me, but because people get that role confused. So like an agent will go and find you work, but they're really not so invested in your day-to-day. What Whack does is that they bridge that gap beautifully because they are my agent, but they care enough. There's a caring element because
that actually sort of makes them your manager.
Yes. That sort of makes him our manager because there's a whole ton of people there that goes, What is Alfred doing next? What's going on?
Yeah.
Calling my wife. Taff calls my wife. Listen, I know Alfred's in Australia. Is everything okay with you and the kid?
Huge.
Crazy things like that. And now those are huge things, man. It's huge things for an
Massive.
artist because you're on the other side of the world. You got a
Yeah.
2-week-old at home.
Do you
I had a 2-week-old.
really? And
I
that's how
was
the
like,
fight
baby,
started.
I'm going. No, she didn't fight with me. She was just like, Taff was just like, fuck, that can't be easy. My wife's amazing with that stuff. She
Wow.
couldn't care less. She's like, okay, no, you must go.
Yeah.
No, she knows how we pay the rent here.
Brilliant.
But she's like, she called, Taff called stayed in touch with her, just made sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were good, but I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of thinking
It's different,
that
isn't
makes it easier for me to perform in other parts of the world. They make it easy, man.
Yeah.
And I try and be as easy to work with as
No,
possible.
I was like I said, I was on the phone with John yesterday, and he's like, "I'm at the studio. I'm at the
he's helping me
theater.
with my lights.
Yeah, I'm at the theater
It's crazy.
with Alfred and
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, man!
Yeah, it's
How
dope,
cool."
man.
So,
So that's what makes me always very proud and happy to be with WACT because they've
Yeah.
always been that way. I've seen guys come and I've seen guys go and and I always notice it's because sometimes big artists, you blow up, you know, and sometimes you then start surrounding yourself with people that weren't there at the beginning. So you don't hear the truth anymore. You hear what they butter you up a little. So like with Taff and them, when I get into half and it is, she goes, put on your big boy panties. It's straight.
there we go. You got
Because
jobs
you
to do.
need that. You can't have people telling you, and especially it's terrible when people become huge and they leave their own management companies. And that's what a friend of mine told. I heard a story because I'm friends. Like I've met Trevor. He's been a very nice guy to me whenever I've been around him. But
Really, eh?
yeah, no, he's been very cool. But like I know some of his management guys and like friends of his, very close friends of his here, and they said that, and I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on it, but Chris Rock apparently said to Trevor, when you go to the Daily Show, make sure you take 2 of those guys that you started with, like those day one guys, and make sure they're in the writing room. Make sure they are in the bones of your show.
Your production.
Because you need people that are really, really your friends to be there. Because those people that you're moving in there, they will smile with you now. But there's no loyalty. There's no real loyalty.
And
They
as soon
don't
as
really
you do
care.
not the flavor of the day,
Yeah,
they'll
no,
jump to
they'll
somebody
turn
else.
on you. But if your boys are in the room, it's, you know, you sort of
Yeah.
get a feel. It's like that thing I always tell my wife. Just because you don't like some of my friends doesn't mean I must invite them. Because those are the guys that are going to tell me the truth about what's happening in my life.
Yeah.
Because you know, so many people in relationships, they start becoming friends with the wife's friends, and then you start thinking it's your friends. It's not your friends. When, say for example, your wife or your girlfriend or your partner starts cheating on you, you think those people are going to tell you,
No, of
listen,
course
there's
not.
cheating happening. It's your drunk bro, Joseph.
Yo, it's been with you since
Telling you
6
straight, hey,
days.
bro, die can maak kak. I'm telling you. You see that pastor that comes here every Tuesday? That out. I promise you. He's going to tell you that.
It's true, eh?
I did that with a friend once.
Did you?
Dude, I went to this guy's house.
No, man.
And both of them are my friends. Like, I introduced the 2 of them in a weird way. We went to school together, but I sort of bridged that gap because he was super shy and she was super shy. And I was like, make this thing, man.
There we go.
Make this. Worked nicely. They were together for like 3 years and they absolutely in love, man. Like, now it's difficult because they're both my friends, right? Then you go to university, you forget, lives move apart. I get a call once. We're all in the same city at the same time. Back in PE, call me up. Listen, it's going to have a dinner. I'm having a dinner at the house because they're now in PE, right? Having this dinner. Round table, like 6-7 people. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's great, man. But I look, no, this is the blessing and the curse of this, the third eye, like this comic intuition. Also, when you're from outside, it's easy to spot, you know what
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I was like, this pastor dude here is messing around with your chick. I promise you. So now the wine starts running. I'm outside. I've got this feeling, but now I'm drunk enough to tell my friend this. I'm like, bruh. You know, and this is how I sound when I'm a bit extra saucy. Bruh, this cunt is cheating on you. She's my friend, but she's cheating on you with that fucking pastor. He said no. He got so upset.
Of course he did.
Got so upset.
Of course he
I had to
did,
go,
yeah.
listen, sorry, I'm excusing myself from the night. Kissed her goodbye, said bye to everyone. She didn't know what was happening. The dude didn't speak to me for months. One night, I promise you, 2:00 in the morning, I get that SMS. And like, you were right. She was cheating on me. Oh, she's in tears. I'm like, and it is the pastor. She and the pastor is married now, bro. It happens.
Yeah, yes, it happened, bro.
It happens.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her. I don't blame him. It's life. But I mean,
Yeah,
you need
it's
your
not
people
like that,
around
but
you.
need
That's
your
the
people
long
around
story
you.
short.
You know, I mean, I'm from Springs, right?
Yeah.
I'm from the far east.
Bring
dude.
those people.
Yeah,
with
you need a stamp at the Boerewors curtain, like as you drive through heavy,
a Boerewors curtain,
heavy.
baby.
But they're real, man.
Oh, they're real, and they
Yeah.
because they know you.
You met just before the
Yes,
podcast.
yes,
you met my
your
best
friend,
mate,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
John Paul Misa, right?
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Also Springs.
Springs.
You guys have come far. Eh? Yes, sis. Look at the tailored pants and everything. Not one buckle bronc between the two of you.
That you saw.
Yeah, I've seen.
But he's the type of person who'll turn around and call me on my own bullshit. Quick,
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Right?
No, you have to have those guys.
You have
if
to have
they
those guys,
can't
man.
do. So yeah, that's the long story short.
I like people where I know where I stand with.
Oh, absolutely.
So I want to know if you're pissed off with me, be pissed off with me and tell me why. And if you're happy with
Absolutely.
me, be happy with me and tell me why.
Yeah.
But I don't like guys who are.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm
you
also a
ken
bit,
die mense,
I'm
ne?
a bit old school in that way. I'm like my dad used to say, like my dad used to brought me up like this. If you have a problem with someone, you tell them, right? To their face, especially with men. You tell them, listen, dude, this is what I didn't like. And then you don't go and discuss that with other people. You're done. You said it to him.
Done.
You don't say, oh, fuck, Huntley. He fucked me over here and he fucked me over there. And then become like this, gossipy.
Yeah.
You tell him, and then once it's done, if the friendship breaks, it breaks. But you don't let him go and tell the story out there. You only speak about your problem if it becomes an issue when he's in the room.
Yeah.
That's all.
And
I
that's
just
fair.
believe that.
And that's man.
Yeah, that you just
Right,
do that.
that's what
Yeah,
being
my
a man's
buddy's
about.
like
dude.
that, dude.
Really? yeah.
Straight.
Old,
Straight.
old
Tell
school.
you now.
Yeah.
Tell you straight.
Come in.
Klar. Listen.
Sit down.
I've seen him do it now. He's 63. I just saw him do it with a cousin of his, like my uncle. He was acting faulty. Straight to his face.
Faulty.
Fault, you know, grown opus levels. You're a faulty bugger. Straight. Now that he doesn't, he's like, no, the guy doesn't greet me now anymore. It's like, he says, I don't care. He knows why.
But you know what the thing is, though? We grew up in an age where, I grew up in an age, especially, you know, coming from the Far East, right? Where it doesn't matter how old you are. Right now, today, I can go to a pub in Springs, and if we call them the toppies, and it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
disrespectful, right?
No,
to
no,
me,
no,
you
it
know?
isn't.
But if one of the toppies
They call
walks
you a
in,
lighty?
Yeah, I'm the lighty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand up and I greet them.
Yeah,
It
you
doesn't
do
matter
that.
if I like them. It doesn't matter if I don't
Dude.
like them. It doesn't matter if I respect them.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
There's a like, I
Don't
miss
you think
that.
it's gone, though?
I miss that, man.
Hey, that old
I
school.
look at these.
fucking-
I've got a boy now. He's 3 months old yesterday, and I go, I don't want to see this lighty become fluffy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, a
Also, I
snowflake.
look at myself and I go, I need to change a lot of stuff. Like I'm a little overweight, and now I'm trying to lose weight, not because I want to look aesthetically pleasing, but I just don't want him to grow up in a world to think that it's acceptable to be a bit flumpish and a bit duck
Got
and
you.
eat what you want and not. I want him to be a lekker put together okie.
Yeah.
Plays a little bit of sport, greets with his hand, says hello auntie,
Yeah.
hello uncle, and
Hello,
doesn't
yeah.
swear in front of people unnecessarily, unless he's on stage and it's selling tickets.
And then you can drop the
Yeah.
fuck bomb.
But yes, my thing is that we lose a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think we still have it a little bit on the farms because I'm from a farm. When I go back, it's still very much like, oh, you didn't greet me. Why?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but- oh, no, now you're famous.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That'll come out quick.
Do you get
They show you
that?
on, yeah, dude.
I saw you on TV.
See on TV, you know, I come from a place where this is so Johannesburg is so far removed
Yeah.
from where I am. So they don't have those opportunities. Like TV doesn't exist in their world. Where here you'll see a camera crew around or this or that. Those kids, like Pua in Joburg and Pua in the Eastern Cape,
Two different things. Mm.
very different things. Pua in Joburg means you're still in a taxi, you're still wearing clothing, you got 2-3 jobs going. Pua in the Eastern Cape means you have no shoes, there's a fire to make the water hot. It's that.
It's rough.
Still like that. But I think we lose. When you sort of you from Springs, you already like the difference from here to there is huge.
Massive.
And once you live here for too long, you become like soft. You don't realize that you're starting to complain for the wrong stuff. You're like, oh fuck, the lights are off for oh fucking 3 hours, bro. My wife was like, oh fuck, man, this place. I'm like, listen, I come from a place. My parents called me last night. They've got a JoJo tank for 2,500 liters in it. They haven't had water for 3 weeks. The JoJo tank's empty. They're now buying water. I'm like, these are people
That's
that
real
have
world,
means.
Real world problems.
Yeah.
Not first world problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Now think about the poor people in that community
Yeah.
that don't have money to buy water. They
Yeah.
are now fighting it out for government water.
Terrible.
And those drop-off points. This happens. My father said, my father's so calm about it because they live well, but they're so calm about it. But because they live in that area, They've never moved. They're still in my childhood home.
Okay.
Because they still live there, still live with the people. My father's like, no man, it happens every once a year. This time they clean the pipes, so they just switch everything off. I'm like, what? Imagine that in 4 ways. I saw people moving each other at the Pick and Pay for water, bruh. Yeah, no, people would lose it.
People would lose their minds.
Load shedding. Please, man, people have been living without light for as long. I've known people personally in the Eastern Cape that has never had electricity. That got electricity like 7 years ago, and it was like a light and 2 plugs. Yeah. So like we become a bit, but they've got those core things right, like those like
Diwim and
no one is in my town. There's no beggars.
And you come from a town called Hankey.
Hankey, yes.
Hankey, Hanky.
Yeah.
If you're drunk and you call me Hankey, right?
Yeah, Hankey. Yeah. I get it all the time. But anyway, so but what I'm trying to say is that in these small towns, like the weird thing again there is, in Joburg, beggars on every corner. In Eastern Cape, where there's nothing, no beggars. Because people look after each other. They go, oh, those people don't have food. My gran used to do that. Like, take the flour there to that auntie. Without her asking. She's like, just take this flour, take that sugar, just take it there to that auntie.
Really, eh?
Yeah, like
but
that
that's
thing.
proper community.
Proper.
Like, and it's missing, right?
Yeah, you're completely.
We live in a big city. We live around 1 million people that we don't know.
Dude.
Hey?
1 million. I don't know my neighbors, dude. It's the weirdest thing. I live in an estate with 29 houses.
And you don't know.
I only know the guy across the road vaguely.
Yeah.
Mr. Lucas. The rest of them.
And they got no idea who you are.
Dude, my grandfather, if you were still alive today, you would have fucking known everybody and their whole backstory. But you would wake up in the morning. My grandfather used to roll in a safari suit every day. Stock. That's his move.
That was his jam.
That shorty, like an Afrikaner thing almost like. He used to have up just knee high, sock, grasshopper, jacket, and a hat. Day in, day that's how I remember him.
That's his jam.
In the morning, going to the uncle there to buy spices. Then he buys spices for like 30 years. So at every auntie's house, he goes, man, I just came. And sits there, has tea. Yeah, brought you some spices, talks to the uncle, buys. That was him. In 2 days, my grandfather would have known everybody. I'm too nervous to go knock next door.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So basically, this thing took a long turn, but yeah, keep the people. Keep your people close.
No, but isn't that the point of a podcast, right?
No, completely.
Dude.
That's great. No, you must keep your people close to you.
Yeah.
If you don't keep your people close to you, and I'm really hoping that one day we can do this podcast and we have thousands and thousands of millions of listeners and we have audience members for days and both of us have gone. I still just want to remember, try and keep my people next to me. Because, dude, gets stupid quickly. I just saw it like with a friend of mine. It's like a really good comic that has gone to a different management, and I just looked at him and I went, "You're such a talent, but you don't even realize that the people you're with right now is just feeding you highlights. They're not building your career. You know the thing when they feed you what's happening there?"
No, I just want to see something quickly.
Let's see if it's working.
Yeah. It couldn't have. Give me just 1 second, please.
No stress. So does the sound come through off the cameras?
No, it comes off the.
Oh, these. Oh, but I mean, is there sound on the cameras as well?
I'm so very confused.
What's that camera's name? This one you've got.
Logitech.
Is it a Logitech?
Yeah, so just a little Logitech.
Fuck me, I'm gonna get one, dude.
Yeah, little Logitech webcam, straight in, records directly. Done.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're teaching me things, man.
Done. What an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. This is a very tech setup compared to the podcast. And then podcasts sound amazing.
Yeah, they do.
And then you get to the bra. I did a podcast in a hospital.
What?
Yeah, in Bosmont. There's a hospital. They have a radio station at the top called Kofifi. Have you ever heard of it? Like
Never.
Kofifi FM. They all over Bosmont area as a radio station. But I went up there and they like pre-recorded. Dude, the fucking lift, they say don't use a lift. Don't press number 11 on the lift because it's stuck. If it's stuck there, it's over for you. You're staying here.
Really?
It's that vibes. It's in a hospital. You go and then you listen to it. You go, fuck me, that sounds great. They don't know. People don't know.
No. They don't know. They don't know because they got nothing to set it against, you know.
Dude, also, it doesn't sound. It sounds just like it was recorded in a big studio.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the technology around. Like that camera will do exactly what in the old days you would need a very expensive rig.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's HD. It's not the
It
best,
works.
but it works.
Who watches more than HD? Who is out there streaming things of YouTube in 4K? Does it even exist?
And if they need a
They
Hank,
need
right?
a life also.
Badly. So I want to go back a little bit, right, to your story. I understand that from a and I've got it here. There we go. The reason that you became a comedian, because you were in the corporate world, right?
Yes, I was. 10 years.
Is many years ago you watched Mark Lottering.
Dude, years ago. Like, you know, where I come from was, I said again, farm, and then I went to high school, because the high school wasn't really, it was there, but it wasn't, it just started. So my father was like, nah, let's try and get you something better, or whatever, his perceptions of better. And then he sent me to a Model C school in Port Elizabeth to live with my gran and them.
Okay,
so I lived with my gran and them for 5 odd years, and there we used to, like, I'd be more exposed to peak guys, a little bit more of a life. And then I went to university there as well. And so when I was like 19, just high school times, I got tickets to watch Mark Lottering, because by then Mark Lottering's DVDs were hot, right? But like I went and watched, and he didn't do the characters. He did it was, the show was called Say Cheese, and it was like just a projector and him going through family photos and doing stand-up, like cold stand-up. No Auntie Mel. And I was in the back. I'll never forget. It was the last row in the middle. I think it was Q15. It's like that vivid to me. And I sat in the back and I watched this thing, and I was like, I can do that. Something in me said, I can do. That's the thing. Yeah, that's cool, eh? And he was so good, because, you know, Mark's got a big personality.
Yes, he's good, eh?
Went away, but like as a kid, you don't go like, those aren't like things that you think is a possibility.
How old do you think you were when you watched that?
I was about 19.
Oh, okay.
Then I was 19, but before then, for the first time live.
Yes.
Before then, I had seen some discs and stuff, but that live experience, you know, it makes you tingle. So then, also because he has such a personality. So then later on, I was like, I'd love to do that. Then my father started saying, you must MC some events, family things. Then I started doing that, and I loved that too. Like,
yeah, you and me
then,
both.
but you don't think of it as a career yet. You just like think I could do this. Then as the years went by, I went and did what we all do, you know what I mean? Middle class family,
job.
you get yourself a proper bloody job with a medical aid.
There we go.
Know? Went, got myself a BCom degree. First failed in Cape Town. I went to Cape Town, bro. I had a UCT offered me a full scholarship. Listen to this.
Wow.
Full scholarship, go there, do business science. I'm the pride of the family. Fuck it up properly, man. Like fail on my ass, bro. And then
why?
Bro, just, you know, it was too much too soon.
Okay.
Because I was too serious as a kid. Like
Okay.
I was like that guy that wanted to make it hard. Like I would study, I would do my homework. I was the guy trying my best, you know. I would get a C, but I tried my best for that C, you know, that guy. And when I went to UCT, all of a sudden, I'd had like I had a slog through school. Like I really tried my hardest I did well, but I didn't I had to work for it. So I was I was burnt out. Went to UCT, full ride. Dude, all of a sudden you're living in Cape Town with just pretty girls. No one there to say, oh, when are you going to do your schoolwork?
Yeah.
When are you waking up? When are you going to bed? People just no, man. My parents literally going, take a break, boy. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just, man, take some money, go and have a burger, go to a movie. Because they had a perception, because I was a hard-working kid. And then I just let it go. Too far, yeah. Sleeping through class in the day, shit like that, and then all of a sudden just saw my ass. Back to Port Elizabeth, studying a BCom there, depressed as hell. Then I saw more live shows again, saw Mark Lottering, thought, yeah, this is great. Finished the BCom, came to jump forward, came to Johannesburg on an internship here, became a marketing intern, became a brand manager, became a marketing manager, started becoming a real career, you know, but hated it.
Really?
You know, when you go to work and you got that feeling of butterflies in your stomach and you go, fuck, man, I have to go through this today. You become, but now the trappings. So you've got a bond now.
Yes.
You've got a car now.
Yes, indeed.
You think this is what you're supposed to be doing. you don't know why your body is physically reacting to this job. So like you start ignoring things. Like I started like just fucking hated it so much, but I was so good at it that they keep on like promoting me.
Next
My
promotion.
parents couldn't be more proud. I was in a prison of my own making. So
you and many other millions
of people.
Yeah.
Shame. I see people that are highly effective hate their jobs completely.
Yeah.
I've got friends that are doctors that everyone goes, wow, but he fucking hates it. Wants to be a DJ, wants to be a, just wants to paint a wall.
Well, Mark Stent was, for 10 years before he became a DJ, he was a business analyst.
Dude.
Fucking wrote code.
Dude.
And one day, so fuckers on
Yeah,
a
I was
DJ.
also fuck it one day. I did that proper Ashwin Willems, I let the fucking, I walked out. Did a sick. I'm leaving. I'm not coming in tomorrow. The computer's in the top drawer. It was literally that thing. So I found comedy in the middle, and then I started begging for open spots. I remember asking Joe Parker, please can I go on stage? There was a girl working there called Melissa Fowler. She lives in Thailand now. She said, listen, we've got 80 people waiting for open spots. Everyone thinks they're a comedian because Trevor Noah just went on Jay Leno.
Yes.
Right? Then I was like, but it's not the same for me. I've always wanted to do it. Yeah, we heard the story before. Come in 2 months. We'll give you a slot in 3 months. I was like, no. Every Wednesday, I'm going to sit there. It's your quiet night, right? I'm going to sit on that bar chair. I'm going to sit here every Wednesday until you put me on. 4 weeks went by. Then they went, okay, you can go on. But then they sent me to but you must go to Brakpan. There's a spot in Brakpan, Carnival City.
Yes.
I left work on the Friday afternoon. Had a little bit on a little white piece of paper. Panicked my mood off. I was more nervous for that night than I am for doing my hour special tonight. Walked on stage. For some reason, my instinct said to me, you need to speak Afrikaans to these people. You know, like I didn't do it in English. They fucking loved it. It was over. I never stopped from that day.
Really?
And I just did it. And then I told myself, I love this so much. I'm going to do this harder than anybody that doesn't have a day job. I'm working harder than the guy that's doing this as a professional.
Yes.
I'm going to be on stage as much as I can. I'm going to hang around comedians all the time. So if people don't rock up, I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be there first. I'm going to be on time every time. And fuck it, I'm going to do my best to deliver, right? And I did that for 3-4 years. And because of that, then all of a sudden, people started picking up on me really quickly. My spots they started to pay me for paid spots. And I remember my dad going, just remember, you've got a good job. Don't mess that up, you know.
So you were doing this while you were working?
Yeah, day job, and then just moonlight as a comedian. Every night, yeah. Like come home like 11 and 12 o'clock, go to bed, wake up, and board meeting at 9.
Hey.
Then a whole day of that, 6
and
o'clock.
you did that for 3 to 4 years?
I did it for a solid 4 years, both.
Jeez, bud.
And then,
that's what it takes, right? That's the
what
fucking
it takes,
hustle.
bro. That's the minimum it takes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like losing weight. If you go, if I only have to do 10,000 steps to lose this much, then you already fucking lost. You know what I mean? You now going, what is the minimum I need to do?
Yeah.
You are not going to win.
No,
you're going to
not.
be fat again in
And
5
I mean,
years.
that's a fucking incredible story, dude.
So that's the reality. So I just went and then started then John and them. I started working a lot with the Goliath guys.
Yeah,
I
the
started
Goliath
working
brothers.
Then John started like going, you've got something. And then I was in awe because John is fucking John Christmas.
Fucking John
And
Christmas,
dude,
exactly.
John's a very nice person, but he doesn't go out there, he doesn't pander to fucking anybody.
No.
You know what I mean? He doesn't tell you rosy, beautiful stories. No, he doesn't. If you're good, you're good. You're shit, you're shit.
Yeah, there's
I
no
saw him
lip
do that
service,
to a
right?
room of comedians. Like, half of you fuckers are shit. Straight.
Did he say that?
Yeah. He says, you guys are entitled and half of you are shit. I was like, and he was so right. And everyone was, yeah, we are.
Yo, shit.
He's right, eh? You shit. He's not talking to me.
talking to
they're
you.
giving you spots for no reason. Anyway, so then eventually I left that job. One day I got like this big corporate contract. Well, someone saw me and they just said, listen, we want to take you with us on the road, 85 gigs. And in these 85 gigs, I couldn't do that in a day job. And then now it was a choice I had to make.
Now you've got the choice, right?
I had to jump.
Yeah.
Then I spoke that time. I just moved in with my fiance, just like a week. Called her and I said, listen, I told you one day I'm going to leave this job. One day is today. We'll be okay. She was like, okay.
Fucking believed in you,
The
eh?
next fucking day, typed typed, when you have the fucking resignation letter loaded. Just signed it. Called the guy, said, listen, I'm leaving. And the guy said to me, which is weird because we were friends, like weirdly, like we understood each other. Not friends, but we were acquainted because he's my boss. I said, listen, dude. He said to me, I could give you a sabbatical, but the reality is I feel like this is what you're going to do now. And it's every 3 months. I can't do that. And he said to me, but off the record, you got to break eggs to make an omelette.
Lovely.
Then he just basically said, just fucking resign. I'll act like I didn't say you must resign. I resigned. I said, thank you. They called me and said, listen, there might be legal action because I was marketing manager for the Middle East and Africa at the time. And like, I was in those contracts where they said like, yeah, no, we need like 3 months notification. You need to fill your, and I walked out cold the next day. I was in Cape Town. You know what I mean? Like it was that thing, which was the most irresponsible thing I've done in my life, but the best thing I've done in my life. And then eventually I said, listen, guys, I'm sorry, but this is just how it's going to be. Like, you can drag me through laybook, whatever. I'm not coming back. It's over. Then they just let me go. And
thank God.
That's the rest. Yeah, dude, because I couldn't fight that. No, I couldn't fight that. It would have been, I was wrong. But did comedy ever since. And now, finally,
how long ago was that?
That was leaving. It was about just 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Around 2.5 years ago now. And it's been 6 years in stand-up and 2.5 completely on my own as a professional, doing corporate gigs, doing shows, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And man, it's been fine. I always say you can find a way. I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you are passionate enough about sweeping a floor, you can have a janitor business. You know what I mean? If you are passionate enough about whatever the fuck it is, if you're a gardener and you love gardening, you can make a life out of gardening. Yeah. There's that Steve Harvey story where he says one of his best friends would loved working in gardens, would leave early at night while they were drinking and they'd laugh at him and go, why are you gonna know, auntie, what garden needs to be done tomorrow? She's paying me $60 or whatever. He says that dude now is like, his business is worth $12 million. He's got a landscaping business, like 20 trucks, guys, rigs. I'm like, because you cannot beat a guy that is absolutely passionate about what he does. And
in love with what they're doing.
You can't beat that. Okay?
No.
I have a friend, Temba Ratsiba. He's the head of marketing for some beverage company that I won't mention. And we started on the same day, and we're still best friends. And this fucking guy loved marketing. But loved it, loved everything about it. Loved the spreadsheets, loved everything. There's fucking oak still like that. And I was like, pound for pound, I can't beat Temba in the long run. Pound for pound, I could never. He wants to go and study more. Fuck no. I don't want that. I want to talk shit. I'd rather say, look at my life. I love this. I'm not going back to studying. So yeah, you can't beat those guys. We just put this phone off because it's buzzing here.
You can take the call if you want
Absolutely.
to. I mean, I don't mind.
No. We don't do those things. Aye. People wanna. They must wait.
Hello, Mom. I'm busy on a podcast.
Yeah, they know. They know they mustn't call. They must call each other.
And now, I mean, okay. Obviously, I'm following you on social media.
Yes,
so as a result of that, I've seen that you've just in the last 2 weeks been the biggest media whore.
Absolutely.
Yes,
oh,
buddy,
fuck
you
me.
have been
giving it
everywhere.
Giving it up.
Hey?
And I'm so happy.
I know, right?
I'm so happy. I really didn't think it was going to be that well again.
Shit, bud. It's been incredible.
I've got to give the credit to a lady that works at WAC called Jade Sellers. If you listen to this podcast, if it wasn't for that girl, I'd be on nothing but I'd be on nothing. So she put me put me out there.
What have you done? I mean, you've done 94.7.
I've listened to this. Okay. I've done. A month ago, I thought I'm probably just gonna get like a couple of small things here and there, maybe Mix FM and a couple of, you know what I mean, like podcasts again and then I've been on 5FM Roger Good in the morning. Yeah, it was prime time. I was on Greg and Lucky the other day, which is prime time in the afternoon, 94.7. I've been on the Casper de Vries show at Cliff Central. I've been on Gareth Cliff's show. I've been on Morning Live. I've been on ETV. I saw that. So I've been I've gotten all the best spots.
I feel like I'm in great company. Right?
Yeah, I think
And you're on the
and look
Thought
at this.
Lab
I've been on the Thought Lab.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big thing too.
How flipping ridiculous, bud.
Dude, it's been ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm still just like a small boy from the Eastern Cape going, fuck, they're putting me on TV.
Me?
Are you sure?
Really?
And it's been fun because you only get to do like your firsts once, man. I'm in that space where
Yes.
I hold it back on this one-man show for like
2
a year.
years, you
Yeah, I held it in the chamber for 2 years because I don't want to bring... 2 years ago, this would have been a good one-man show. But good isn't what we want here.
No, you're right.
Great is what we are after.
Exceptional.
Exceptional is what we are after. So I held it in the chamber and now I'm releasing it and I think it's exceptional. But that being said as well, I also didn't want to do the silver bullet approach of like, I call it like, it's almost like Russian roulette with your career, your comedy career. What a lot of comedians do, and I mean everyone to each his own, they go one night only at the Lyric Theatre, debut one-man show, because Trevor did it like that. And Trevor had a lot of success, but what they don't know is that Trevor pulled it off, but he had a lot of ability and he had a lot of following. But he said that he wouldn't have done, if he had to do it again, he wouldn't have done it that way. But it's his learning curves, you know what I mean? Now we've seen what's come before us. Why are we not learning? Like my thing is, like I've seen guys, big names that are way bigger and talented people, better people than me, go do 1,000 seats. Then comp 700 tickets. Now you got 300 people rock up. Because people don't care for a comp. Eh? They don't care about a comp. They like, we got comps for tonight. Wife says, I feel it's cold, man, and it's Grey's Anatomy. Then they go, fuck it.
Got you.
We're going to stay at home.
Yes.
Because they have no respect for the ticket. You must pay for a ticket.
Of course.
If you don't pay for a ticket, then...
Where's the value?
Yeah, there's no value. So what I did was I, again, said to my people, what I want, these are the tick boxes for me. I want to do the small theatre at the Pieter Torin, who is very selective of putting comics in there. So that was 3 years ago. We begged and begged and begged. Eventually, Taff and them pulled the miracle together and they got me in there, right? I wanted that small theatre because it's 150 people a night. I can spread it over 2 weeks. That means if Mr. Huntley is tired or busy on Wednesday night, he can come on Thursday night. It's not just a one night only thing. It also gives me the opportunity I spit shine a show before it starts. I know what I'm doing tonight. But when I go on stage tonight, there are variables that I may clip and cut and change slightly because it works better on TV, and then I can shape the show better.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to shoot the show at the end of the run so that I could be stage ready. So when I shoot on the 7th of July, which I'm shooting in Afrikaans and English, the day is Afrikaans, the evening is English, then I know I've done the absolute best. I've done everything from... Not only my team has done everything they could to get my exposure up, I did everything I could do in terms of preparing myself for the show. I've done all the stage time. I've made sure that everything is at its optimal best to give me the best chance of winning.
I've got you.
And even in that case, you don't win sometimes.
So one of my favorite comedians and my favorite human beings on the face of the planet is Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, I love Joe Rogan.
Okay.
The Joe Rogan experience.
Oh, you've got
Shout
it.
out.
Hey, shout out to Joe Rogan. He's like, who's these guys, right?
It's coming on the podcast. Stop going hunting. Come
I don't know. I'm gonna get him on, right? One day. That's my North Star, right?
Yeah.
He says that when he does his specials, he'll make amends for 3 specials.
Yeah.
Right. So he shoots 3 times for his special.
Yeah.
And he says, and if you think of the psychology behind that, it's actually quite clever, right? Because if I get it right the first, because there's no pressure on the first one.
Yeah, I've got shots.
And there's no pressure on the second one. There's only really pressure on the last one.
And only if you've messed up the first 2.
And only if you've messed up the first 2. And sometimes he says, so I was listening to a podcast where he says, I did the first special, it was okay. I did the second special and I thought, damn it, that's it.
Yeah.
Now all the pressure was off me. The third one was so fucking good because it was zero pressure. So I ended up using the third one. So and there's the psychology there. You fucking play with yourself, right?
Absolutely. People don't get this. This is the business of stand-up. Like, if you really want to make a career out of this, you can tell people out there on a podcast. I always say there are people in this world that I used to be in that mindset that goes, oh no, it's keep your secrets so that you can succeed. No, the trick isn't to keep your secrets. It's to let people know how to do things and to collaborate and try and make it better.
There we go.
So I'm going to tell people what I think is the best way of doing it is that in South Africa, it's like if you're Joe Rogan, it's great because you've got a little bit of money. But like for me, I'm spending 100K around there to shoot.
Yeah,
So it's a shoot day. It's a lot of money for a guy that, you know, is just a working comic. So why would I want to do that and do a one night only, silver bullet to the like
all the pressure.
click, all the pressure.
Go.
You have something as simple as your underpants running up your bum. Fuck the whole show up. 100,000 rand worth of underpants malfunction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I could shoot 3 nights in a row, I would, but it's just too expensive for me.
I've got
So
you.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna practice the hell out of it and make it a fight night experience.
There
So
we
when I
go.
get there, muscle memory must kick in,
There we go.
and we must win.
There we go.
That's it.
Yeah, you're basically going to fight camp
Yeah.
for the first couple of
Yes.
shows, right?
And with that being said, I never like the most important thing to me on earth is the fact that there are people at work right now that have bought tickets to my show, that thinking about going tonight, that are dressing up, that are planning dinner around me,
Yep.
and coming to do the one thing, or give me the one thing that no one else like is the most valuable thing: time and attention. That's what we call quality time.
Isn't it?
So every night I want it to be a smash hit. I'm going out there and I'm playing it like I'm shooting tonight. I'm playing every Thursday. I'm gonna play harder, and Friday I'm play harder, and every night until shoot night mustn't be any different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
I've got
also
you.
have to rethink
No,
about that.
it's a massive psychological thing.
Yeah.
Massively so.
it's great.
I don't think
And
guys.
you're naked out there, boy.
Hey, my bud.
Fuck, they don't laugh. You said, you know how hot those lights get.
Sunburn. Hey,
Bro, jy sweat. Trippeltjies in your rug.
it's bad.
Fuck me, 5 minutes feel like
I
hours.
I'm always fascinated with comedians, right? And part and parcel of why I had John on the show
Yeah.
is because, and why I was so fortunate to have him. I mean, he's
Yeah.
the first comedian I've had, right?
Really?
You're the second.
He is so
right?
cool, man.
I mean,
That's so
you know,
cool.
and I aimed high because, to me, and I've discussed this before, but to me, comedians are the court jesters, right, of the country.
Yeah.
They get to say what they want. They
Yeah.
get to do what they want. They've got the artistic license, so they play a very valuable part in society.
Yes,
You know,
I
you guys,
agree with you.
And and especially somebody like John, right?
Yeah.
He's really that guy.
And he's sharp, and he doesn't care about being politically correct around things.
Exactly.
And we need a lot more of those people.
My-
And we need to
my
stop
point-
chastising them for it.
I couldn't agree more, and we must allow them
Yeah.
this. You know, and
That's why news shows have now started to pick up a lot. Like we do this. I did a couple of shows at news, on the news for ETV, and I'm like, listen, you invited a comedian, yeah. So like this lady will give her beautiful analysis, and I'll go, okay, this is what's really,
Lovely.
this is really happening.
and you.
I go, kak, 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 kak.
Oh.
They spoke about this thing about Julius Malema and the India saying Indian people are mostly racist. And I was like, and she was very like, she's a lovely girl. She had a beautiful analysis for it. I was like, no, it's bullshit, man. It's a campaign riot. Julius isn't stupid. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's doing this because it's election year next year. And also, you don't have to, you mustn't ask the question. I said, you need to the country. I said, you don't ask the questions as to, oh, you know, this guy's so racist. And that. You must ask the question, why is everyone having these knee-jerk responses immediately? Even if he's right or wrong, that he's obviously hitting on a point of sensitivity for all of us.
Yeah.
And if he's hitting on a point of sensitivity, you have to ask yourself, not so much worry about what this dude is saying. You must go, where are we as a nation? You know, what is this thing? Ashwin Willemse walks off set, we don't know what happened.
No, but it's got to be
Colored
race.
people all jump to this conclusion.
Yep.
White people there, black people there, or liberals here, conservatives there. You have to ask yourself, why? Why is that happening? And what is happening? You must ask yourself,
'Cause we're so
why are you
divided.
feeling? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the real problem.
It's we're all
It's
divided.
not this thing. Guy slaps a cherry and spur. We all go, what? Why are we having these knee-jerk reactions? And we need to deal with those things together.
I
Forget.
agree.
These are gifts.
And you know, absolutely, but these conversations are
Yeah.
gifts. You know, John's podcast with me was so, and the subsequent talks that I've been to of John about his show, The Good Racist, and about his talks on ideas and stuff has been so influential on me, and it's been so great for me to turn around. You know, and we sat down and he started explaining everything to me, and I listened to him very carefully, and agree or disagree is irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is I sat there and I listened,
Yeah.
and okay, I get it, you know. And eventually we're saying, he says, you know, Hans, you know, understand one thing. You still had a ladder to climb,
Yeah.
right? Because I did. I mean, I didn't come
Yeah.
from, I told you, I'm the most
Yeah.
underprivileged white guy
Absolutely.
there
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
right? But you still had a ladder. I just dropped my headphones. You still had a ladder to climb, but your ladder was nicer. And your ladder was wider.
And it went higher
and
up.
it went higher, you know, and I sat there and I was like, fuck, you're right, dude.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
does that well.
Absolutely, but that's what we need.
Yeah, we need these
we
conversations.
need these types of guys.
And we also have these realizations that, you know, like I always go like, geez, man, I have had more privilege than a lot of people. And when I look at my life, I go, yeah, listen, I have to be honest. I can't scream poverty like most colored boys can. And I must be honest about that. And once I'm honest about that, then I can have the conversation about
exactly
how do we go forward.
That's
all
exactly.
it is.
And that's the gift that John gave me. And I sat
John
there and I was like, you're right.
No, the dude is...
No, you're 100% right.
You must see it in Australia. We were there. Yo, I opened like... Some nights I would have no gigs and I'd go, John, can I open your show? Then he'd go, well, of course. Then I'd open his show, right? Then I'd go on and then I'd do this thing when I opened for John, because I started, like, I opened for him years ago. That was like my first big gig. And he says to me, then I'd walk out and go, let me prepare you guys for what's coming. And then I'd do my hardest jokes. And I said, I hope we're lukewarm now. I'm going to bring John on. But like some nights, if John doesn't have 20 people get up and leave in his big shows, he feels bad.
Because he's not done his job
He says,
right.
I didn't do it hard enough.
He's a lunatic.
It's like, that's crazy. I saw guys in Australia terrified, like going like this. I scared them. And then John went, bam, bam, and sold out though.
Yeah?
Yeah, in Australia. And I started the show and I did this especially for him to hear. Because I think that when people think that when we go to Australia, we play to South Africans, we don't.
No.
We go there. I go, how many South Africans? I think there were 30% in the audience.
Really?
I was like, yeah. I said, go, yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like, ja, fucking, wat van 'n fucking bakkie en 'n chop. Ja, fuckery. Gaan dit kak in Suid-Afrika. It wasn't that. Drinking chutney and eating pro neutro, no. It was Australians that want to see him. And he's been there now 2 years. And they come back. And the audience is shifting from South Africans to people of the world that wants to see the song. So, I mean, something's working.
That's brilliant, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The religion stuff, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets people. In South Africa, it's almost easy. Like, he starts with that stuff. I can see, gaan hy auntie.
Yeah. She's leaving.
Ek weet jy, kom met jy my hier na hierdie duiwel so goed te bring nie.
It is, eh?
Then you know what I love the most is when Christians get it hard from John, right? Because he's and then you see all the other guys laughing, and then when he starts going through Hindus next and Muslims next, then they go, oh fuck,
no, we're all fucked.
Fuck, he's not just teasing them.
He's teasing
It's all of us are coming.
Yeah.
I
mean, he's ridiculous though. I mean, very sadly so. But I mean, he won't say that. You know, his dad's just had a little bit of medical issues. And the next thing he's busy talking about it in a show, you know, at his like mind.
He said, I'm not even, I love his father. Like, I think you can see where, like, John comes from the most conservative, warm people you've ever met in your life. Love his dad. And then, like, the shit John says, like, the next day, I was like, fuck, man, the Band-Aid, the Band-Aid didn't even stick yet. It's still wet with blood. And you're talking these hard things already.
Yeah.
That's hectic.
But it's the dialogue that works. It's the conversation that works. It's this.
And we are moving to real in the
right?
world, aren't we? Because people are done with the fake reality shows. That's why these podcasts work.
Yeah.
Because, dude, we can say what we want here. This thing's not censored. We're just doing the thing.
No, you can.
Like, imagine how this interview would be if we were doing it on a big national broadcaster.
But it wouldn't be this conversation.
Not at all. Hallo, gaan dit? Ja, nou gaan ons bietjie yogurt verkoop.
And let me take out my 15 questions to ask you, or 5 questions.
Yeah, and they go, and they always go to the obvious questions. They rattle it down and they wonder why the audience at home is disengaged. Mm-hmm. It's because it's in our bandwidth. It might not look that way. It's becoming better. Data. If once data charges drops to Nigerian prices,
you and me both,
TV is shot through.
Done.
That's done.
Done.
My father said to me yesterday, he's like, yeah, you know, I see you doing a lot of radio, but who still listens to radio? I said, everybody listens to radio. No one watches TV, Dad. People stop watching TV because you have to, like, there's way too much rubbish to choose from. There's one shit thing after the next if you watch TV normally. But if you, radio, it's a captive audience. They're sitting, listening to that radio show They're forced to every day.
And I think,
and that's only because we don't have satellite radio yet.
Yeah, and I think that's even going to change. I think eventually, and I don't mean kill in its entirety, but I think podcasts will take over radio.
Absolutely.
100%.
Once bandwidth problems are sorted out,
Yeah, big time.
we are all on that.
I mean, I was an early adopter in terms of being a cord cutter 10 years ago, bud. Like,
Really?
I was already getting ready.
Yeah,
the moment Netflix was here, I was, bam, done.
I was
already
also done.
Yeah, I'd been
done.
ready. I'd been waiting. I don't have FSABC. I don't even have an aerial. Do you know I don't even have an aerial?
Yeah.
I don't have SABC. I don't have Mnet.
Absolutely.
I've
Same
stopped
here.
watching sport. Do you know how great it is?
Changes
when
your
you're not
life.
Fucking emotionally attached
Fuck
to
that.
something that you have no control over,
Dude.
no outcome over.
Dude, I used to watch the fucking cricket and the rugby and like sit there and bated breath, and I'm done with that.
Hit
And I'm not a
TVs
sports guy. I'm not a sports guy. I'd rather watch the ballet, but I'm still like, when it's like, now it's World Cup.
Yeah.
Now by this time I've chosen a team to support, and then I'd rally behind them and go to the pub because it's a lekker night out and all that. But I'm like, I'm too emotionally involved in this shit.
My point.
No.
And like unhealthily so.
Yeah, I know. Us South Africans,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, where else? Okay, other than the UK where there's football hooligans, right?
yeah,
but
no,
I mean,
we have it around the world, but I mean, we bad here.
no, we bad, yeah.
We love a chop in a rugby game,
Yeah.
It spoils. I've seen my brother-in-law, who's a big Liverpool fan. That man's week is spoiled. He doesn't want to speak to people.
No, completely.
Chris Forrest. He don't like if Liverpool loses, Chris Forrest his day is wasted. He goes to bed. It's over.
And it's something that we've got no control over.
Absolutely no.
You know?
Also, I cut, and I'm now starting to go. How many of I don't have many friends left. You know, when you get older, you get the circle gets
friendships,
tight.
yeah, it make the circle
But I
smaller.
look, how many of my friends? There's more friends that have cut the cable than not. So more of my friends. No one I really know. I think there's like one or two that have DSTV.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all Netflix and like a fiber line or whatever.
Yeah,
Those
Netflix,
days are
Amazon
over.
Prime. I still got an ADSL line, you know, I mean, Springs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I had
still
one
got a-
out till very recently.
Yeah, I still got an ADSL line, but
It
Amazon
works.
Prime, I've got an Apple TV, Red
You
Bull
winning.
TV,
You win it.
Netflix, fucking winning.
Yeah, and it's way cheaper.
Winning.
And you can still do your work with
Yeah.
it.
And I can go
Yeah.
onto my Apple TV, go to the podcast app.
We're
right?
looking for sponsorships by DSTV and SABC, please, just for this podcast. We really think it's worthwhile. Stay in that programming thing. It's coming.
But it's choice consumption, right?
Yeah. And you see subscription levels go
Yeah.
down for like DSTV. I read an article that their subscriptions
The
have
subscriptions
dropped
are
quite.
down. Definitely, without a doubt.
dramatically.
But I don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah. And
That's- I mean,
censored
that's-
and censored and
Yeah,
censored.
and boring conversations. And snowflake conversations. Can we call them
Terrible.
snowflake conversations?
Complete, beautiful.
Right? Now I get to go into
I did that this whole week. I try and make it as entertaining as possible, but I try and work within their framework. But we can't speak about the things we've just said in this thing.
Of course
Not
not.
on that
hey.
radio station.
No.
Afrikaans radio stations and stuff. Shit, no.
It's true, right?
Aunties are sitting there waiting to call in.
Yeah.
They've got RSG Jacaranda on speed dial. Hallo, dis weer. Hallo Sanna. Is dit weer jy? Ja, dis weer ek. Wil net sê daai klong nee, hy's vuil, hè.
Ek kan nie fucking glo het gevloek nie.
Hoe durf julle hom op die fucking lig sit?
Ja.
Hy het gesê. That's how it is.
Yeah, no, it is, dude. And I love it. I mean, you know, and I mean, again, I've spoken about this in the podcast before, but when I first started, you know, it was, you know, do I swear or don't I swear? And I was like, well, I fucking swear.
Yeah, that's who you are.
So how can I not do that?
Yeah.
And you know, I also read a stat, and you know, all stats are right, of course.
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course, yeah. And
All
it's
stats
made
are
up
right.
on the spot.
Yeah. And I read a stat that people who swear are more trustworthy.
Yes.
And I believe
And
that.
less stressed.
I believed it, and I think it's true.
I
mean, I'm
completely,
super
man.
trustworthy, dude. Everything I say.
I had a like just this morning I had breakfast with Zach after we did the lighting thing, and Zach and me in the Wimpy, and it's the second time I've been reprimanded in a Wimpy. I sit there and I chow and I'm like, yeah, fucking letting the bombs go. But I live in a different world with comics, man. We all speak
Everybody,
our,
yes,
speak our way.
exactly.
When those cameras go off, you must hear those presenters fucking mouths are dirty. And then you go and I speak, and she says, I get this look from this auntie. Then I go, oh fuck, you know, I'm here again. Let's be adults. I'm wrong. I shouldn't be swearing in a family restaurant and there's kids. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I go, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, boys. It's my French. Don't be like me, eh? Da, da,
Yeah.
da. It's the second time it happened to me at the airport once as well. Same thing. And I'm like, just also like in public, I have to have respect for people. When people book me for a function and they go, okay, well, listen, these people have these sensitivities. So when I do come to your radio station, I will respect your
Of
rules.
course.
But I prefer this.
Yeah, but you don't have to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You see,
the
that's
thing. And
that's
I
the
prefer
rules.
watching this type of content.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm alone.
Oh no, you're definitely not alone.
No, I don't think I'm alone. I think there's a lot more people that want to watch the real thing than what the censored thing.
Then watch the snowflakes.
Yeah.
Now I get to go onto YouTube and watch the best psychologists out there in the world having arguments about alt-right and alt-left, and
Yeah.
this is what I want to see, right?
Exactly.
It's real.
Oh man, but there's some crazy shit. Like, you know, my father, he never used to watch. He was like very, you know, like most people, like they stopped with when the VCR came out. He was like, I'm done, yeah.
No more
I'm done,
technology.
no more tech. Jy plug now alles in. And from the light switch, you now the guy in the house. Then I was like, because we've moved away from them, so I need to get him on Skype so that we can have a relationship still with
Yes.
him living in the Eastern Cape, because he's got, like, I'm like, how are we gonna? My brother actually, how do we get my dad into tech? Because there's a computer and there's nothing going on. Then my brothers just started showing him YouTube videos of shit he loved, like play him like old Randy Crawford music and shit, and he's like, oh, you can just. And then I click and there's put on Chris Engelbert Humperdinck. Quando. Then he started, then we leave the computer on. Then we're like, okay, Dad, we'll see you. We're going to Joburg now. Then now he's like, yes, how do you? Now, jump 5 years later. My dad Skyped me last night. He's like, are you home? WhatsApp phone calls.
Damn.
He's on Facebook. Typing. It's like, no, fuck, I don't know, eh? Then having arguments with his old bogey friends, like, you know, these old buddies that go, yeah, no, they don't fucking make music the way they used to.
Those oaks,
no,
yeah.
Fucking. Then my dad is now me. He goes, no, man, don't talk. Yeah, man, fuck, don't talk shit, man. It's because you haven't been listening. Have you listened to these boys? Have you heard John Legend? Have you heard these boys play? Have John Mayer? Have you heard of him? You know how beautiful he plays the guitar. No, man, when he cock praat, it's like that now. So I'm like, because it's opened a whole new like world.
It has, and you know, I did exactly the same for my dad, right?
Yeah.
So I put the Apple TV. I hooked up the Apple TV in his house.
That's so easy. It's lovely.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. YouTube. Boo, he YouTubes his face off. And that's fantastic. I mean, how great is that?
Oh, lovely.
But all the content is there.
It's there. It's just
That's what it is.
make it easy for people, and they make it so easy for people to. I just got a Chromecast. You can like shoot everything off your phone onto the TV screen.
Yeah, I can do that with my Apple TV.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
thing. You
same.
can just link, boom, down.
Bam.
It's brilliant.
Done and dusted, and it's such a pleasure. Hey?
Fuck, it's great, man. It's like the new world is fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it. I think that just like Gary Vaynerchuk says, go and check his podcast out if you're out there. Like this
watch it
guy
all the time.
basically, yeah, I know you do. This guy said we are living in the best time ever.
We
There is
are.
no better time to live than now. There's nothing to complain about. We are fucking up the environment a little bit. And
Yes.
We need to get that in control. But I mean, there are more opportunities now. So when I speak to people, and especially with like a generation, especially South Africans, like, and I'm not talking about black, colored, or Indian. I'm talking about all people of a certain age upwards. They come from a very pessimistic time.
They do, don't they?
Because like even your parents, like it wasn't like he could just, when you're a white South African and you're touring the world, people have probably had a stigma around you back in the day. You probably also didn't have the money to tour. It wasn't that great. Not everyone was rich and white, you know what I mean? So like I go like, they have a very pessimistic undertone. Like I sometimes go, I have to shake my folks sometimes. I go, you know, and they mean well and they love me, but they are so, they want to shelter you in a way. So they go, yeah, let's just see how it goes. It's almost like a down tone rather than going, yeah, man, fuck, I'm sure you must do this thing, eh? And then like, it's not like they want to there's a point where when you're flying, it's almost like you are now flying so close to the lamp. You're the moth, you're flying so close, you're Icarus, going too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Let me just like try and let us come. That generation goes, let us come, and I'm generalizing, let us come and just be realistic for you quickly so that if it doesn't work out,
you've got your out.
Yeah, you've got your out.
You see, that's what it is, isn't it?
That's fucking sad, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever want to speak to my son and go, Yeah, if he comes to me and he says, "Listen, Dad, I'm gonna fucking ski I'm gonna start a skiing business. I'm moving to Switzerland. I fuck all, but I've got this plan." I don't want to go, yeah, but
Yeah.
I think as a parent, I wanna do my best. I will be realistic in silence and try and help him, but I want to do my best to go, I think you have a 1 out of 10 chance, but there are 10. There's the 10. I want to focus on the 1 there.
Yeah.
And I want to show you the little light.
And here's the thing, though. We've got to be. So it's such a fine line between this pessimistic baby boomer generation.
Yeah.
Right, and the 8th place medal.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right.
You're 100% right.
And you've got to.
Everyone can't fucking win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you are so amazing.
Yeah. But that's also things that happen after the fact. So like I'm talking about, say for example, my example would be, if you're gonna go and run the race, I'm gonna fuck boy, I think I'm gonna win. I was like, shit, I think so.
Hit it.
I think fuck. Did you
it.
train?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say I think so too. I'm gonna go, did you train? And fuck it. Well, let's go and look.
Yeah.
Let's gonna have a look at this.
Yeah.
Go and do your thing. I don't wanna go, but tell me all the reasons why you're probably not gonna win, and it's okay to lose.
Absolutely. So on the flip
But
side,
then not fucking when you lose, go, oh Jesus, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, bruh, the life is rough.
But that's the problem, but also, you have certain types of things that okay, let's give you an example, right? I really suck at maths.
Yeah.
Okay, flat out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people.
So if I had to turn around and say to somebody, I want to become an astronaut, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I fucking can't become an astronaut, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is that I do,
Yeah.
I can't become a pilot, regardless of what it is I do, because my maths really sucks.
It's shit.
Okay. And maybe I could fix that.
Yeah.
But it's a debilitating thing.
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Then don't turn around and say, you can be anything you want to be.
You can't.
No, you fucking can't.
Yeah, you're right. There is a very fine line there.
And there's a
I
fine.
completely agree with you.
You
And you are right.
Like you got a young little kid, right?
Yeah.
Who is physically inferior to all his friends. Don't turn around to him and say, "Oh no, you can go play rugby."
Yeah.
No, don't fuck it. Go play chess, bud.
Yeah. I just think, you know what? I think you're
Be
100%
supportive,
right. Be supportive.
but be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic, but also go. Don't be. What I speak about in that generation, in that language, that there's a defeated attitude, like a general. It's like if I'm talking about speaking to somebody that generally, like for you like heavy into sports, you're a coach for
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, yeah.
You've got a fuck ton of ability. So now when you go, Dad, fuck it, you know what, it's been years. I'm a little bit older now, but I think I want to turn pro again and just like try it at. There's no reason for me to doubt you because you've already done all the fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a butt over the hill, whatever. You're an old man. But I can't, from the back, there's no... Without you giving me any reason to be pessimistic, I'm pessimistic. I hate that thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I've completely
like this
got
fucking
you.
kid looks like he's fucking winning everything. But then when he says, Dad, I'm gonna win this whole fucking thing, and he's won everything to this point, you go, this boy, just don't calm down. Don't get too excited.
Put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. Fuck that. Go out there and if you lose, I say, listen, bruh, you lost.
No,
Life is shit.
I'm with you.
And don't take that 8th place fucking trophy. It's bullshit. I'm not putting it in my house.
Yeah. Dude, I've met so many incredible people here, and I've been so fortunate. I've actually got a mate of mine. He turned around to me and said, I can't wait for you to just phone me and say I've had a shit podcast.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't had one podcast where...
Because you're inviting the people you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But still, you never know, right?
You never know.
But if you look at the actors, the actresses, the musicians, and the comedians that I've had on the podcast, you've all got one thing in common, right? You're working actors, working comedians, working musicians, right?
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you're going out there and you're going, fuck it, let's do it.
I'm
going to fucking hit it as hard as I can for as long as I can.
Dude.
And that's, man, that's so inspirational.
That, like, a lot of people around me inspire me like that as well. And sometimes I go to myself, and I also want to tell people, like when people go, oh, you left your day job. Oh, fuck, man, that's so amazing. I'm like, what do you think? I'm like, I always tell people, I was like, listen, this shit is not easy, This is not easy. And we are upbeat and we are going forward about it. But there's also prices to pay for these dreams.
Of course.
And but the thing is, like, what else are you gonna do, man? 100 years from now, it won't fucking matter. You're going to turn 60 tomorrow morning, bro.
Yeah. And you know
Let's
what?
go and do
you
the
know what?
thing.
You get to live on digitally forever.
Yeah, forever.
Think about
We're
that.
still watching.
That's an
Bill
interesting
Hicks.
conversation that I have.
Still
Yeah.
watching Bill Hicks.
You get to live on digitally forever, man.
Forever, dude. Once it's out there.
Yeah.
Even those penis pictures that you sent that one day on Snapchat.
It's out there.
Somewhere out there.
Listen, I had 2 weeks ago, I had a world fitness model by the name of Yaku De Bruin on the podcast, right?
Oh, okay.
Incredibly human being, incredible story,
Dude,
right?
I can imagine.
And he was like he's got millions of followers on Facebook.
Like,
right? Millions.
I know Yaku. I know that dude. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Built like a porcelain.
Like a Greek Adonis.
Yeah, like chiseled.
I sat here and I looked at him and I was like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, like ridiculous.
Nicest oak, bro. He tunes me straight. He says, "Bro, I got a whole album of dick pics."
Album. Album.
He's like, I get sent so many dick pics, right?
What? I'm gonna like a friend of mine and Jason won't mind me saying this. Jason Goliath, he did a big oak. He says this guy gets an email like a WhatsApp message, not a WhatsApp message, a Facebook message from his old dude, like Bali, Afrikaans Bali. Man, fuck, ek hou van jou, man. I like your stuff. Ja, jy is vir my so snaaks. So then obviously he's now nice. He goes, yeah, no, uncle, no problem. And he's thinking maybe this uncle wants to get tickets or something. He's like, he says, if next time you come to a show, please let me know. I'll get you some comps. Nee man, that's my boy. So next day, same thing. Yeah, so man, I can't even wag om jou show te sien nie, man. Doen me. He's like, no problem. And now it's like weird now. It's dragging on.
Yeah. I've already said I'll give you comps.
He says the fourth thing this bra says, literally from the first line to the fourth line. Listen, bro. Hoe lyk dit daar so met 'n fotootjie in jou onderbroekie, man?
No!
What the fuck?
I'm not Afrikaans oom.
I was like, fuck. I was first like, Jason, who the fuck wants to see you in your underbase? Send it to the man. Send it. He did. He's the only one. Fuck me, I laughed my mood off. He showed me that. I was like, Jesus, only this weird shit happens to that dude. He has stories, I promise.
Really? Eh?
That's funny.
Yes, I gotta get him on the podcast.
Dude, these people have stories. You know, I wish we could have a podcast where they just put David Cow probably has a lot of that stuff because he records everything these days. Like he's like one of those, he's a documenter.
Yeah.
But in the cars between, like we're driving from one place. I was with Chris Forrest and Joey Rasdeen in a car now last month from East London, from Queenstown to East London. It's like a 2 hour and something drive. Jesus, the stories that came out of those Owens.
Dead, bud.
Things I can't say.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the best fucking shit I've ever. I was like, this is the best thing. I kept dead silent for an hour and a half. I was just like, every now and then when they went quiet, and what do you think about this? Just throw a stone in. Then those Owens would just like let go, tell me all these war stories. Shit.
But I mean, you're gonna have the war stories now, right?
Fuck,
They're
man, I
coming,
hope
man.
so. Yeah, no, there's
coming.
already a few, but I'm like, fuck. Now I'm having a good time at it, eh? I'm really
yeah.
enjoying it, yeah. And so I also like I want our like people, kids, especially because I think a lot of kids listen to these things. It's like I just want them to realize that we live like, because we don't live in South Africa anymore. We live in the world now. And technology, especially for you guys that have the means and the ability, man, fuck, don't limit yourself to a local audience. Love your locals, but don't think locally. Think internationally. This podcast is going to be the biggest podcast in the world because it doesn't matter. It's the same amount of exposure this thing's getting as a podcast in the US. It's the first time we have these opportunities now. It never used to happen in the past. You never heard of Kim Engelbrecht on Flash now. Like, I mean, and that's because all of a sudden we are relevant. We are, we as South Africans especially, when I travel, I realize how much South Africans have done for us that come after them out there in the world.
Because
we actually now have a name out there. Like people aren't fucking gobsmacked when they go, oh, this comedian's from South Africa anymore. Why? Because Mal Muller, all the way back to those guys, Joe Parker and them, those guys went to Australia before. I'm not the first guy to go. They
paved the way, right?
Mel went before all those other oaks come. Trevor made it huge. It makes it now with Trevor. It made it so easy. You go into a club, you go, oh fuck, no, South Africans. The guys said that, like I spoke to guys said, like, fuck man, there's comedy from South Africa, strong. I'm like, yeah, because we have stories to tell, my friend, and that's all we do. We didn't have lights for years, and they're taking it away again. It's Eskom's plan to keep comedy strong. Let's just fucking take the fucking electricity away, tell stories again. Yeah, dude, And it's now I can be big in South Africa. I can like literally be in South Africa. Speak to this. This podcast doesn't go out to just people here.
No, anybody in the world can
I got a
download
text the other day that heard me on a podcast from a woman from Ireland.
Really?
You know, she said, I listened to the podcast in the morning on the way, and I think you're fucking hilarious. From Ireland, me and my son, bloody blah.
Yeah. There's
You
no
live in
boundaries,
the world
right?
now, man.
There's no boundaries. It's
Get out there.
It's the world.
Oh fuck, man, get out there.
Yeah.
Let it change you. Fucking get out there.
Yeah.
I speak to some. I love these old theater farts. You know, like some of these old really like old men that have traveled the world and love to drink. I love those bras. Like I spoke, and Michael's probably gonna hate me for this, but Michael the Pinner the other day, and he was like talking about how he traveled. Fascinating stories. Like he's 65. This bra has seen so much, and I'm just like, be that guy. I want to be this guy at 65.
Yeah.
I've seen it fucking all. And the other day I went on a fucking roller coaster, and it fucked my back up. But okay, I'm back in it. I'm drinking gin. You know, I also told people, I was like, if I want to die, if I hit 70, you must come to that party. I'm going to do all of the wrong things I didn't do in my childhood, young. I'm abusing my body. I'm starting with a whiskey in the morning. Starting like, just warm me up with a whiskey, and then from there I'm doing every conceivable thing I can find. It's like fucking, I'm going to go, I don't want to make it to 80. Fuck that.
I actually said that this morning. I was busy training a group of staff members. Yeah. And I said straight, you know, I mean, 70's good, right? Yeah. 70's really good.
Yeah, you've seen your 80's, grandchildren now.
80's not so good, right?
No, it's terrible.
I don't think 80's good.
You start glazing.
Yeah.
Like I've got a family friend that is used to, like, he's like you, man, fit. You know what I mean? The old man was in his 70s, when he was 70, he was still doing every morning, fucking winter, summer, swimming fucking laps in this reasonably big size pool, playing tennis, fucking looking good. I'm like, fuck, you can do it. He's 85, bro. I'm like, fuck, you should have stopped with the swimming and started with the drugs. So you should have ended it at 78, my friend. This is now you know, like the eyes look wicked all the time. You're like, old man is fucking gone, eh? He's not here. You're like, yeah, there's the lights are fucking off. He's left us.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
No, I'm with you, bud. It's
71, 72.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
My
grandfather went at 75. He was fantastic. I remember just good.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember him sliding, all that shit.
No, I've got a thing I do, right? I count I love summer. So in winter, I go into a little bit of a state of depression. I'm not built for this. You can see that I'm built for shorts.
You lean, my friend.
I'm built for shorts, and I'm built for sun. I don't do well in winter, right? And I fucking hate it. Yeah. What I hate the most is I leave when it's dark and I get home when it's dark. And that just kills me, right?
Fuck, that's hard.
It absolutely kills me. But we through winter solstice now. Okay, so we towards the goalpost now, right? The light at the end of the tunnel, right? So so a great idea is to measure your life in the number of summers you've got left.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? I'm not saying like you say that. I say to you, okay, I've got 30 good summers left. And I was like, Jesus, that's pessimistic. No, my bad. No, that means I've got 30 opportunities left.
Yes.
I've got 30 fucking... So, here's my bucket list.
This
here's
is
what I want to do. I better fucking get them done in my 30 summers.
Oh, fuck, I'm making a list tomorrow.
And 30 summers,
I'm listening to this podcast and I'm going to make this list. It's so fucking true.
How cool is that? To look at it that way. Yeah, I got like 30 summers left.
Fuck, man, I've got like 25 left and I'm younger than you. But I promise you, dude,
you must start doing jiu-jitsu, dude.
I promise you I'm going to do this.
Yeah, what a cool idea, hey?
No, that's a great idea. It's a beautiful way of thinking, man. I always go, like, I've got like, also I like this idea of like when you have a business goal or like a big goal of reverse engineering. I love that whole idea. Like,
that's it.
People use it as a buzzword, but I actually I love getting into. I like I did it with this show. I wanted. These are the things I wanted to happen for me to do a one-man show. I wanted to have fantastic material. I wanted to do in this theater. I wanted to have this agency. I wanted to have this. I wanted to have a sponsor. And all those things, I was like, how? Then work your way back. How are you going to get these things?
How are you going to get these things?
And then that was now, jump back 3 years ago. And it was me not a week goes by where I let myself forget what those goals were.
Yeah.
And now you're here and you think like it's a huge goal for me, but it doesn't even feel like it because I've been in it so long. You
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
That's
and
it.
I like when people give me those kinds of thoughts because it makes me go think different of the world, like the 30 summers thing. Because then you go, yo, bro, I've always said I want to go to Spain.
There we go.
If I have 30 summers left and I have to save for 2 of them to go to Spain the way I want to go to Spain,
There we go.
what am I going to do in between? Okay, well, I've also always wanted to do the garden route. I'm doing the garden route in my second summer because I can still save for the third one.
Yeah,
no, that's how you start thinking.
That's exactly it. But so the whole idea of goal setting is reverse engineering.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's like, here's your art today.
Yeah.
There's your goal. Go.
Yeah.
No, buddy.
No.
What's your goal? Reverse engineer to today.
Yeah.
So
what do
today,
I have to do?
Today.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Like with, especially with your game, right? I mean, like, you're going to have a fight. Say, for example, one of your guys or you yourself, you're going to have a grading or a fight on whether it's just a casual fight or exhibition thing. August the 16th.
Yes, that's perfect, man.
When
Dates
do I
like
know-
that. Absolutely.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
How
And-
much do
And
I...
that's exactly what we do. You know, I mean, with the fighters, everything comes down to, all right, you've got a fight in 8 weeks or 12 weeks or 10 weeks or, 4 months or whatever the case may be. And immediately we start reverse engineering and everything gets done. Right. Okay. So this is going to be our ramp up phase. This is going to be fight camp phase. This is going to be a chill out phase. This is what we're going to focus on doing this time, doing that time, right up to the fight. And then right during the fight, everything's timed, eh? So during like an EFC fight, when we've got fighters watching, the first thing the guys know, first thing I walk in, right, what's the schedule? What's the time? When you're fighting? Perfect. When are we starting your warm-up? How long's your warm-up? It's an hour long. Perfect. And now you're waiting because some fights can go in 5 minutes and some kind of fights can go in 15 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we know our averages. So we work out our averages and we're like, okay, typically...
It's that precise.
We try.
Yeah.
We try. I mean,
You try your best to get that close. Yeah.
This last FC 71, we were fucking spot on, man. It was fantastic.
And all your boys win?
And all my boys won, yeah. 3 out of 3
that's
for
what
Odds
happens.
Suave, yeah. And 2 out of 2 for Port Elizabeth Submission Fighting Academy.
Oh,
Chris
that's
Bright,
great. Yeah.
who we were talking about earlier, your mates.
Oh, yeah, Barry.
Barry used to be with them.
Used to be in there, yeah.
And everything gets broken down, and eventually we sit down right before the warm-up's done. Everything's ready. We do our 10-second countdown, our reset, and the whole idea is right after that reset, we want to be within 5 minutes to fight.
Yeah.
And 5-10 minutes. Yeah, because sometimes we get it wrong, right?
Yeah.
But it's this is so one of my coaches fought. Okay, so I've got multiple Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu clubs all around the country, and one of my coaches for Arts of Secunda, he actually fought.
Okay.
And he's a seasoned fighter, been around the block. He's mature. He's a high belt. And one of his young guys was with, and we were sitting down, and he wanted to start showing him something. So I just grabbed him. I said, nope, we're professionals. The coaching's been done a long time ago. The prep's been done in all the Saturdays. I dealt with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we're professionals. Now it's fight time.
Yeah.
Right? And now we know what we need to do.
Don't get in his head, man.
That's it, dude. And he's not listening to you.
Yeah.
He's not listening to you, bud.
Yeah.
You're fucking walking into a cage where
Exact-
somebody wants to beat the shit out of you.
Woo!
And you want to beat the shit out of them. No, bud, it's another flippant planet.
Every friend of mine, I've got a couple of them. One of them is Siv Ngesi. He's become like, he went into boxing.
Okay.
He's just like exhibition fights and stuff. And I go, he says that it's completely changed him. Like, because once you're in a ring with a guy that wants to knock your block off,
Yeah, he wants to blitzen you.
it's a different thing. That's why I keep telling people, like, when they ask me, oh no, there's this charity fighting, I say to them, I'm not participating in that thing, because if I'm participating, we are training properly.
Yes.
Because I cannot take for granted that another man thinks that he can eat me. If he thinks, even if he is double my weight, and he comes in there with a catheter on, if the bra thinks he can beat me, he must believe, I must believe him. And I must train my best because he believes he can beat me.
That's right.
Dude, that's
But
a crazy thing.
You've got the right mind frame.
That's a crazy
So
thing.
either do it 100% or don't.
No, dude, we're switching. We're going. If I had to fight, I'm coming to you, and we're going up. We're doing 8 weeks proper.
Yeah.
I'm doing it like I'm fighting a pro. But I'm like, that's why I would never, you know what I mean? Because it's such a daunting thing. Then you walk in there and I can just imagine like these guys are going to hit each other now. Eh?
Yeah.
And this thing, you know,
It's
these things is
flippin'
fucking
daunting,
scary,
right?
bro.
It's flipping daunting. You know, I had one of my fighters fight Marcel Else. It's his second fight in the EFC. So first fight, he lost. And it's big, man. It's big lights. It's big. It's big. It's a fucking big
That's
production,
another thing to
man.
deal with.
Done and dusted. It's a real thing. Just like in comedy,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
It's
You
a
walk in there and you get
There's
stage
cameras
fright, bro.
there and there.
And there's lights and it's
Chick with a number. And
And the second fight he came out and he won well. Cedric, who's the second guy who fought, Cedric is such a pro, man. I've never seen anybody so relaxed, so calm, just so. But you can see, boo, this isn't his first fight. You know, this is his 7th, 8th, 9th,
He's
10th
done
fight.
this, yeah.
And that's at pro, and not. So we're not even
he's
talking
done
about
this
amateur.
thing. Yeah, no,
he's
pro,
done it before.
yeah.
No, he's done it before. He's chilled.
Yeah.
But same as you, man. You know, that first
fuck.
time you walk on that stage,
Jesus.
and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to speak Afrikaans. I'm in carnival.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's raw.
Yeah.
So now, like with me tonight, I feel like I've done this material. So the show has a different feel to it because it's an hour and 20 or hour 10 minutes and there's an open spot and all that. But my thing is that it's also my first time doing a big production. So even if you are like, I know my jokes work. But right now, like if anybody walked in here, that's why John is so good because he's always by my side in these sort of things. This morning he didn't go, oh man, you need to do it this and that. And he just asked me, did you sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all because he knows right today it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
No, it's done. The training's done.
It's done. If we are going on there tonight iffy about these things, then no, fuck, you lost already.
Yeah.
I'm probably calmer now than I was days ago because I'm like, there's nothing. There's also this calm that comes over you that you are in it now.
Yeah.
You've got to make it work.
There's no backing out.
Yeah, there's,
as Tassia said,
yeah.
big boy panties now,
yeah,
buddy.
big boy panties, and you know the light is on, and there's fucking 100 people plus here.
Yeah.
And they need to be entertained, and they paid. They come now.
Well, look, I mean, I've been around a lot of very funny people my whole life. I've been around a lot of comedians my whole life, and I'm always fascinated between the difference between. I think this is what makes a great comedian, and I think this is where you're going to be a great comedian. I think you get people who aren't funny but execute very well,
exceptionally. Yeah.
So they're not funny people.
Yes.
By their nature, like when you're speaking to them, you can speak to them for hours, and they're not naturally funny, but their fucking execution is brilliant.
Yeah.
Then I think you get people whose execution is shit,
Yeah.
right? But they're funny.
Oh yeah.
And I think both of those types of people can be mediocre comedians.
Yeah.
But if you get somebody who's naturally
That
funny,
balance. Yeah.
right?
You're right. Yeah.
And who executes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know your execution,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
fuck, you naturally funny, dude.
Oh, thanks.
And
man.
I can only imagine that if you're at the point that you are now,
Yeah.
your execution's on point.
Yeah. Listen,
So I can
I'm happy
imagine
with it right
it's
now.
going to
Yeah.
be fucking amazing, dude.
It's something I had to learn backwards, and I'm like, I don't want to compare to fighting at all because I think fighting is a different animal. But I think that if you had to compare it, it's sort of some guys have that, there's a unstoppable fucking, especially in young guys, beast-like fight, because I watch a bit of fighting. Like there's an animalistic, there's like a, what do they call, aggression in them that is almost unstoppable. But then that's how you start with comedy as well. There's an aggressive, like you want to make them laugh. Fuck it, it's like that thing, adrenaline. But then you have to learn how to contain and
it's a good comparison.
balance it out and
good
get it
comparison.
right, because too much like I used to when I started comedy scream the whole fucking time. So like, and it creates urgency so people laugh, but while they're laughing, I'm talking, so they miss jokes and I'm too high energy, so I exhaust them, you know. So I needed to learn ebb and flow and control and all those sort of things.
Build them up,
Delivery,
them,
manage
build them up.
Yes, manage this. So I'm gonna learn a lot more of that tonight because it's a full hour 20. But you learn these things, and you're right, man. I wish it was just about being funny.
It's not.
The funniest guys are not doing well.
Yeah.
Like I find that the guys that are very big, I could take you to a comedy night in Joburg that's cost you $30. Will you see? Sometimes every now and then you'll see the funniest fucking guys, and you ask yourself, where is this guy? Where's
he coming from? Yeah.
But the guy has no work ethic. He has no understanding, gets boozed up every night, rocks up late at gigs. No one wants to book him anymore. It's a balance, man.
Yeah.
It's a balance. You like people always say, 20% of this is being very, very funny, and the rest, for me at least, the rest of it is, do you have work ethic? Because once I finish this hour, I need to go and write a new hour of new material. That means I have to go back out to the road, try and write good material, and for that to work, people need to want to book me and want to work with me. And
so you got to be a nice guy, you got to be a professional guy,
pro. I need to know how invoice works. I need to know all these things to make my life work.
Do you think that your experience and knowledge coming from brand managers helped?
Oh, hugely. I think so.
Do you think it gives you a pip against other guys?
It does, I think. And if you look at all the guys that do very well, you'll notice they're all probably pretty well educated. Like you look at like Riyad Musa, and you look at like Nick, and you look, all these guys have some degree or some professional background. And the reality is that I understand how the clocks, how the world out there thinks, like how corporates think, how people, so I know that, for example, we make a lot of money so that I can live a life in comedy out of corporate gigs. So I know, for example, the secretary is looking for a comedian for the India function, but she's under pressure from the boss. The boss couldn't care less. He's just signing the checks. But if I come late, I'm putting that girl under a lot of pressure.
And then she's never going to book you again.
She doesn't want to book me again. Yeah. Or if I go there and I swear and I do all these profanity and all this religious material, I'm going to offend so many people. The boss is going to come down on her heart. I'm never getting booked.
There's
again.
A time and a place.
She tells she tells the agency. The agency calls my agency, says, "Listen, he's very funny, but we can't use him." That's why I always find like it's those sort of things that I learned in being a corporate guy that helps me a lot. Also, like basic things that people don't have basic like things down. Like they always think that. Because we work in very social spaces. So like you do a big corporate event and then the boss goes, "Hey man, that was hilarious. Yeah, have a beer. Have the beer and smile, but don't have a bottle of booze with him."
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
Be back in the hotel room at 11:30. Don't try and, when you are single, try and get involved with the staff on the dance floor and try and hook a chick and guys unfortunately still do that. I tell young guys, and I say kids, because like a guy is fun enough to, bruh, stop drinking at these things. Your name is now that you wonderful butt.
Yeah. You wonderful butt. And you know what the worst thing is? Snap, Facebook.
That's over, bro.
One photo, Facebook.
And it has knock-on
Instagram, Twitter.
It has a knock-on effect. I couldn't do the show in the...
Well, here's the thing. You need to have a personal professional brand.
Yes.
You are your personal professional brand.
Every time you walk out the door.
Absolutely. Every time you walk out the door.
I come here and you said, "Oh no, I've never had guys come early." I like that. I love those sentences because that means if they ask you one day, "No, fuck, the guy was on time. I can't complain."
Yeah.
You
Incredible.
Can't. Don't.
Well, I've never had anybody arrive as early. You're the earliest.
Yeah, I'm always that guy.
Done.
And it says that time I'm there. My thing is that I
John rocked up early as well, and he watched me put everything. That's because he got the times wrong.
Okay. But also he loves tech. He's probably looking at the thing. Anyway, so that's how it is. I think that, and also this is how things have a knock-on effect in your life. If I don't do very well at these corporate gigs, I can't afford my lifestyle. I can't travel. I can't look a certain way on stage. I can't present myself properly at corporates. I don't make money out of corporates. And then I can't do stage productions where I have to essentially take a month off from making any sort of real big corporate work so that I can't shoot this show because it's too expensive. Of
course.
I now have to go and pander and borrow money from people that have then now control over my art. All these things. I'm shooting this thing and I own it. And it was a big deal for me because if you don't own your stuff, dude, there's people that like... There are shocking stories, like you see it in the music industry all the time.
My brother's in the music industry. We know this industry so well.
Completely. People making, BMG is making, or whatever, Sony, or whoever, Warner, and it's not their fault. You were vulnerable at the time and you signed a deal, and now your music is being played on loop on radio, but you're not seeing a cent.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I had a meeting with a new agent. / management company who's going to be doing some really interesting things with musicians and providing a platform, and I had this discussion 2-3 days ago with this guy, providing a really good service, all online, everything done, low profit margins, because he's just sat there and he's gone, this is ridiculous what's happening to the musicians out there,
dude.
ridiculous.
It's killing musicians. You think about all the good artists that, like, people, unfortunately, people need to live, and you need to look out. That's why we're losing. Like, we see there's too many. I've come across too many great acts in this country for us to just know Jeremy Loops, and you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's simply because that poor bugger had to go and take a day job because they were not making money out of it.
No, it's difficult, man. Listen, to be a comedian, to be a musician, to be an actor, any of these types of things, man, in this country, then I mean, and this is kudos to you, right, Alfred?
Thanks, man.
If you've got to where you've got to,
we getting there now. It's warming up now.
Yeah,
and I also think, like, people go, even like, let's take big names like Kevin Hart. Like, I saw a podcast the other day where the guy said, this guy knew Kevin Hart from the beginning. He's just like, I've known Kevin for like 20 years, and before, he's making big now, but the guy worked every day at the pace that he's working now for 15 years before he started making it. There's like, it's not like it's not overnight.
There's an overriding theme on the podcast, right? It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Absolutely.
Right? Everybody's like,
absolutely,
you're so amazing.
No.
Nobody fucking sees all the
failing.
That.
All the failing you're doing. Failing your way to perfection is what I call it. Fail your way there.
I like it.
Dude, you fail, and like,
I tell you what, you can take my summers and I'll take your failing to perfection. How's that?
No, I'll take your summers and you can take my
failing. I love that. Failing your way to
perfection.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The fucking podcast, the wires don't work.
Yeah, my first podcast, we had issues with the version of the software, and we didn't know this. So it cancelled out 3-4 times. And as a result, the video. So my first podcast has no video.
Dude, it's heartbreaking.
Then my third podcast, I had a wire stuck in between the two mic wires, right? And it created an electronic hum. Fucking, I didn't know about this, right? Okay, so podcast comes out. My brother spent hours trying to get this audio to the point where you could just listen to it.
Pull the stuff off.
Yeah, and then earlier. Maybe we had an issue because I flipping touched the mouse by mistake.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll come back and do the whole thing verbatim. I'll do the script.
Word for word.
Word for word. Tonight is my first show, Thursday.
Yeah.
It's failing, man. You fail your way up there. It's just like, and it's heartbreaking. And I like, tonight I'm doing my first ever one-man show, first hour in a theater. It can go completely wrong, but I can tell you for nothing, it's not going to stop me from going on the next night and the next night.
And
that's what it is.
Yeah.
If those cliches are true, you have to fucking just get up and do it again.
Yeah.
Fail your way there.
How frightening is this? I heard a stat the other day. In America, entrepreneurs typically on average fail 3 times, right, before they get it right.
That's hectic, eh?
Okay. In South Africa, entrepreneurs typically fail once and never try again.
Yo,
how's that?
That's so sad.
Hey? So the failure rate in America is typically most of the most successful guys have all failed at least 3 times. That's their average. And here, it's once. Because the Oaks fail,
I'm done. I'm
out. I'm going to go get a job. Yeah.
Yes. Also, I think it goes to our way of how we are as Africans. Like, Americans have that. That's why they're so successful. We always go, why? Like, because they've got that, like, almost like blind optimism and arrogance about it.
The bombastic arrogance. I'll make it work. Yeah.
And I'll make it work again. In South Africa, we go, and we go now, put our tail between our legs a bit.
And we don't want to get judged.
Oh, we don't, bro.
We don't want to get judged by our peers and by our...
Absolutely. But it also creates an opportunity for the guys that don't care, like us trying here. It makes it a bit easier for us because it's less competition in the market.
No, but other Oaks are going to look at me. I mean, I'd love it if everybody started a podcast, but Oaks are going to look at me like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
No. Did you see? You have to.
Yeah.
He's going to go, it's a fantastic idea. But
but it's different for you, Hans, you know, because you're a little bit extroverted and you're good to talk. And the Oaks don't know the first night before my first podcast, I fucking didn't sleep.
Oh, yeah. I imagine that.
And you must understand it's recorded, so I could pull it.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
Oh, yes.
This is getting released after the fact.
Yes.
But that wasn't my promise to myself.
Yeah, I'm going to gonna deliver this.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking do
And
this
look at it now.
podcast.
I mean, if you think about it, you're the only podcast with the studio I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, like, and these things, you're so busy doing the thing that you don't realize how amazing it gets. Like my wife goes the other day, she says, you realize that people are buying tickets, man. They coming to see you.
Yeah.
I am too fucking worried that the backlight
Yeah.
is washing a little. You know,
Yeah.
and, is the mic gonna fuck out? Is the mic gonna fuck out? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And do we have backup mics? And do we, you know, are we? She's like, people want to see you.
Yeah.
You forget that.
I'm with
and
you.
that's just because you keep your head down. But yeah, like we as South Africans, we really need to work on that. And I also like said the other day, I said to a very senior executive guy that was in a channel, which he pissed me off a little. He told me, yeah, but you know, you South African comedians, you guys don't come and you're not aggressive enough and you don't come here and you don't. Then I was like, you know, I get that and we do say that, you know, but we are Africans. And as Africans, we've got a different attitude. We will build you, we will work here. And as artists especially, the most amazing art will come out of Cape Town and PE and whatever. But we aren't people that go out there and expose ourselves.
Yes.
But you want to come and do
Yes.
business in our market. You must find us. That is the nature of the game for you here. Don't use that as an excuse, because in America, you see so many rubbish art coming out because they think way too much of themselves.
Yes.
In South Africa, we think too little of ourselves.
Exactly.
We're amazing. Mos Def said it when he was living here. He said he's never seen such amazing art than he's seen in Cape Town.
Yeah.
But none of these guys believe that they are good enough.
Yeah.
And then he comes to the US and everyone thinks they're fucking amazing. And
Yeah,
it's
it's true, right?
Yeah.
But it's so fucking true.
yeah, we don't
And
believe.
it's a cultural thing. It's
cultural.
It's and I'm talking about South African culture, not even race.
Completely.
It's just South African
South
culture.
Africans, we are Ubuntu people, all of us, bro.
Yeah.
If you put a South African kid and an American kid and a European kid in a room and you put two marshmallows down, the South African kid is not getting one. Because we
Done.
will wait. Are we going to share? While we're negotiating about sharing, these fuckers are halfway through. Chowing. And which is something that we have to force ourselves to do, because it sort of, it can be a problem and it leaves you behind
But
a little.
it's weird though. It's almost like this. Well, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how we are.
Yeah. Like, you want to start a podcast? Wow, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Why can't I?
Oh, why can't you? And also that,
I mean,
that thing,
like,
fuck, man.
Why
like,
can't you be a comedian?
Why can't
Fuck
you?
you,
Dude,
funny
Jesus,
as
dude.
balls, dude.
Dude, you haven't seen the comedy yet. You must come.
Yes, I'm coming.
My thing is, the
I'm coming.
weirdest thing is, like, when I started doing stand-up, man, my family, who are, like, you know, people that are supportive and wonderful and, like, brought you up. I always tell people, those are the fucking worst people when you're trying to do shit like this.
Yes.
Because they are selfish. They don't want to see you hurt, so they discourage. They protect. It's their protecting mechanism. They're protecting their own hearts.
Don't
'Cause they
try
don't
too
want to
hard.
see
Yeah,
Alfred out
exactly
there
what we're
dying on his
talking about.
ass
Yeah.
for 2 hours, and then, oh Jesus, no. They go. You know, we discourage. They discourage. So I always go, if you want to do some business thing or whatever, don't run it by your fucking father, your mother, because they are not going to. They're going to look at what's safe for you, and
it's coming from
a
great
place of warmth and love.
Of course.
But you can't listen to them. You gotta fucking.
And then the
fight
worst
that.
thing is, most of your fucking bullshit friends, right? They don't want you to do it because they don't want you to succeed.
Oh, they don't.
No,
Absolutely.
They don't want you to succeed.
And
because
then
then
when
you'll be
you
better
do,
than them.
Oh man, when I started, I used to say in front of friends of mine, I used to say, yo, I'm going to do this, guys. And then there's one friend of mine always wanted to be, he also wanted to get into the culinary stuff, and another one wanted to be like into music and stuff. And both of them used to say, yeah, no, we're going to do it. And then they're still in the day job. And when I do it now, the process, the beginning, they were very much like watching me, and like almost in a weird way, you feel like they hope that you're not going to make it, because otherwise it
gives them
shines a
permission.
light
Exactly.
on their failure.
You see, your failure would give them permission
Not to
also
try.
fail.
Yeah.
To also
Yeah.
fail. Then it's
Yeah.
okay. No, I'm not going to try it. You see.
Yeah.
You see.
Things don't work
Alfred
out.
tried it. These things
Let's go
don't
get
work.
a beer and
Yeah.
let's just go.
Now you've gone and fucked that all up, right?
Yeah. Now you're like, now we sit around a table, all our wives are there, and these old stories come out about, yo, remember when Alfred just went and fucking did that dingy fucking place we went to, and you were speaking about it. Now those guys sit in the corner,
Yeah.
and they go, fuck.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, like,
exactly what it
fuck.
is, right?
I'm still in this fucking job and this guy's. And you know how it is, eh? I'm going to start losing weight on Tuesday. A year later,
Yeah.
you go, I'm fucking still fat. That's how it feels for them. If I started with this fucker started, who would have known?
But now,
Yeah.
so here's the worst thing now. So now it's, no, but now it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's never too fucking late.
No, it's not too late. But
Also, it's sad because you lose those people. Because you have to lose those because they become very negative around you.
yeah,
Because
true. Very true.
sometimes it doesn't, like, not everyone is invested in you winning. And then I've got a fuck ton of friends, like a fuck ton of people I used to work with that always used to say, listen, you must become a comic. Now they're sending me, I bought 30 tickets. I bought 25 tickets. So that's also like the other side. Like, you have those real
course.
fuckers
Yeah.
that are like
That
fucking
believes in you.
so happy.
Yeah.
You know, that like, you this miracle story now.
Yeah.
Always wants to, it makes you want to cry. I also want to cry somewhere.
Yeah, you know, you don't
Yeah.
really want to.
So, yeah.
But I mean, I say to a lot of people, you know, you need to assess your relationships with people around you, and like, blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family, right?
Oh, bro.
You cut those fucking
fuck.
family members. I
Cut
cut
them
fucking
the
family
fuck
members. I
off.
got no issues, but it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
Keep it. It's not fucking
The
shit
older
cannons.
you get and the more you're in this kind of game we are in here, the more you realize you don't need that many. You need realistic voices.
Yeah.
But you don't need too many negative voices, and you don't need too many, oh, you are fucking amazing voices either. You need balanced people that can tell you, you know what I mean? That's why there's only certain people. There's like 2 people that I can have an opinion on my stand-up. I don't give a fuck about the rest of you. I really don't care what you think.
Yeah.
Because I know these guys, over the years, they know my comedy, they know where I come from, and they know about comedy. And so
objective.
therefore, like John will be one of them, and he knows, you know, he's also not, our interests don't clash. So we're not after the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's walked this path I'm walking. He walked it 20 years ago. So he's got value. So I fucking cut people off, man. Don't give me shit. Just the other day, some fucker sent me a message, and it was just like unnecessarily negative. And I was like, you know, don't talk shit to me. I'm done with you. Done. And I'm done. I don't want my child to play with your child. Because when I turn my fucking back at the party,
Yeah.
just now you put poison in my lighty's ears and make him feel like he can't do things. I don't need those motherfuckers.
No, you don't need those
Because you know when you grew up, you knew those uncles.
Yes.
Those guys that are dicks to you when your parents are on there. They turn your back. Then they're like, oh yeah, this fucking that thing. And then you hear the negative stuff. And you as a kid, you just keep quiet, but you remember things. And like, I don't need that. I need those uncles in my life. I had an uncle, man, that was fucking great. He's in Australia, and he texted me this morning. He was not even my blood relation. He married my aunt. And he's fucking always been like, boy, you do this, you do that, you do this. He comes from very poor and became a doctor and all this.
Yeah. Right
and
advice,
he's been fucking
right reason,
yeah,
right
fantastic.
heart.
That's the guy I want.
Yeah.
Never in my life did I go out with that dude and feel bad. Takes me to the movies, and then we go to a CD shop, and then he's buying his kids CDs, and he goes, no, listen, get yourself something. He's that dude. And then you get a fucking other spectrum where you have uncles that are just assholes. Wouldn't even give you orange juice if your fucking parents weren't there.
100%, dude.
You don't need those fucking
100%.
people. Those aren't family members.
No, that's
You need
not,
to, that's
loyalty makes
blind.
you, yeah.
No, you don't be blindly loyal to people that are
That
obviously
makes you
terrible
related,
to you.
man. Loyalty makes you family. Done and dusted.
Klar, bro.
Through and through.
100%.
I'll fucking cut anybody. I don't give a shit.
Dude, and I find that cutting people off, initially it's difficult, and then after a while you feel light.
You do, right?
You feel light, and then you go, it's like a bad relationship with a girlfriend. I always say, I told my brother, I tell my sister, I said, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're wondering, because you grow attached to people, you spend enough time with them, you go, oh, you're going to miss them if they leave. But if you broke up with that person, and you feel, you'll still miss them inside, but if you feel relief, there's relief, it was the right thing to do.
Absolutely. Literally, that's
You'll get
it.
over this missing thing.
Yeah.
But if you feel relief, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Get
If you feel regret,
maybe you reassess.
wrong thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
If you feel like,
you hit the fucking nail on the head.
If I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah.
This girl, oh Jesus. And then when you think back of all your ex-girlfriends, oh fuck me, imagine. I've had nightmares, my wife doesn't know this, is nightmares where I wake up, where I had a dream that I was married to an ex or exes or whatever. And like, oh no, in the nightmare, like, fuck, no. And then wake up and then remember that, no, fuck, I didn't get married. I got married to this girl and it's
I'm
wonderful.
so with you. I've sat back and looked at relationships and been, Jesus, what the fuck would have happened if that had gone? Hey?
If I got this thing
But
pregnant.
I've had some crazy.
I say thing. So oh man, we can share notes. I've had some nutters, my friend. I had a chick put a hosepipe through my window, turn it on, leave. Bruh.
What?
I've had girls follow me around when I broke up with him, follow me around, send pictures of me. To me.
Yeah.
About me.
I had the same thing.
Crazy ass.
I had a chick sent me a photo, right? Honest. At a party, I was busy talking to somebody. She sent me a message saying, Huntley, you can do better. While I'm busy speaking to
That's a nutter.
Yes,
no, we've seen them both, eh?
Yeah.
I've seen that, bro.
Yeah, the hot crazy skull, right?
Oh, hot. Oh, the best sex
hot.
you're going to have in your life. But nuts in the morning, the fucking... Oh, you regret it in the morning. There you go.
So bad.
And you have a relapse. You have what they call a relapse sex. Oh, fuck. Now you're like, she's hot that night and I didn't see her for a while and it's easy. And then, fuck shit. And then the next day you're like, oh, Jesus, she thinks we're in a relationship. I have to break up with this girl again now.
That's exactly how.
She doesn't want to fucking leave. She's been there for 3 days.
Yeah.
I went on a business trip. The bitch is... Sorry, I can't say bitch.
Yeah.
But I've just said bitch. Anyway, the girl is still there. Oh, fuck. Or the guy, the bastard, is still there. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's what
happens, dude. I had a girl's mother call me years after we broke up. And she said, I stumbled upon your phone number when I was looking for someone else. And I want to just say that we had a fight. Me and this lady had a fight. I said, you need to get your fucking daughter under control because she's fucking lost it. And she's following me around and all these things. And she's calling friends of mine, all my female friends. She screams at them. I'm like, this is abuse. You're abusing and harassing these people. You need to deal with her because I think that she's not well. I think she's mentally ill.
Okay.
Yeah, she fucking loses. She was quite like high up, executive level woman. She loses. Oh no, you talk about my beautiful daughter like this. I said, your fucking daughter is nuts. You don't want to cross me. I'm like, auntie, she's not well. I'm not swearing at you. I'm just saying this, auntie. Look here, screenshot. This is not. She calls me 2 years later. She says, I just wanted to apologize to you because my daughter's just gone to the doctor. Well, when she moved back home, she moved back to her parents' house. She's been staying with us for a year. Then I realized that what she was saying might have been right. She's been extremely difficult to deal with, and you've been dealing with her for a long time. And we sent her to a doctor, and she's extremely bipolar. And she said,
well, there we go.
She said to me, you must have been, you are definitely a very good person, and I'm sorry that it didn't work out between you and my daughter, but you could only have a good person could have stuck with this for that long.
Now, you know
then
what?
I was like, that's fucking...
You know what the complete fuck
lady.
up with that message is?
Yeah.
2 things.
Yeah.
On the one side, you're like, vindicated!
Yeah. But it's
on
2
the
years
other
down the line.
Yeah, but on the other side, you're like, oh, that's
you're like, that's nice.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is, right?
I have respect for that. And I was like, yeah, you were wrong and you got it and you said it and fuck, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And I hope that she's okay now, but
course.
fuck me, mas was mal, bro. Yes. So, when a girl is naked in the house and she's walking around for hours, why? When are you getting dressed? I'm in a suit. Why are you still naked? You've been here for way too long. Comb your hair. No, you can't use my toothbrush.
I'm not okay with that.
Dude, no, I'm not.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with you using my face cloth or my toothbrush. What is this?
Yeah.
No.
I'm with you there.
No,
I'm
I'm
not even
chucking
remotely
that
okay
thing.
with that. Yeah, I'm boot that.
No. That's
No
not.
shit.
No, dude, I've had them, eh? Or those girls that she's a gold digger. Oh, man. She's on rebound. She just broke up with someone and then now she wants to make you a husband. But
quick.
Yeah, bro. She wants to just instant.
That's it. Date for 3 months.
As a guy, you just let that play out for a bit.
You're along for the ride.
Benefits. And then at one point you have to go, nope.
No.
Then they get angry with you on Facebook. You have to block them. I've been there.
My buddy. Listen,
Thanks,
Alfred, dude, what an incredible podcast.
Thanks for having me, man. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've absolutely loved it.
I didn't feel like a podcast. I was talking nonsense.
Literally, we just sat here and spoke shit. But I mean, isn't that what it's about, right?
It's lovely, man.
It's
I love this
fantastic.
podcast. I really want to come back.
You will. Done.
One day is one day.
Done and dusted.
Coming to the show, right?
I'm going to come to the show.
Yeah.
Obviously, the podcast is released after the fact. So it'll be
it's fine.
released early next week. But for everybody who is listening, and there's still lots of time.
Yeah, there's still time.
Lots of time.
All the way till 8th of June and July. And also, I'm going to be around the country. So,
so,
people in Cape Town,
so
I'm coming on the 3rd and 4th.
This show for now, 8th of July, up until the 8th of July.
Yes, from the 27th, which is tonight, till the 8th of July, and then that's at
tickets available at CompuTicket.
And then I'm doing an Afrikaans show as well on the 8th of July for anybody that want to see. The Afrikaans show on the 7th July for anybody that's interested in seeing that. I'm shooting it for TV. That's at info@wack.co.za. And then the 3rd and 4th of August, we just confirmed the dates today. I'll be at the Fire and Ice in Cape Town near the V&A.
Nice.
Doing the 3rd and 4th, and tickets will be on Quicket Ticket. So,
nice.
And then I'll be around PE and all
and
those
this
places.
show is called
Dating Life.
Dating Life, right? Where is it taking place?
Peter Torin.
Where is that?
It's Monte Casino.
Oh, is it at Monte Casino?
That's it.
Okay.
So,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be fun, eh?
Hey?
No, you have to get the theatre at the right place because
Yeah.
people are scared, but people are nervous of going to the city.
No, I'm with you. It's a great venue.
It's a great
Absolutely
venue,
great
and
venue.
it's a great theatre. It's
Right.
nice. It's intimate.
And social media, how can people get in touch with you?
On everything, I'm Alfred Adriaan. It's ALFREDADRIAAN. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's on Twitter.
And all the rest of it.
On Snapchat as well. On the rare occasion, I'm there.
Dude, I don't know how Snapchat works.
Dude, it's
confuses
it's
me.
basically like
What the
when
fuck is
Instagram
that?
put on those Insta videos, they took a lot of that business away.
Yeah.
As it's basically the same sort of vibe.
Yeah, I can't get it.
Anyway.
But nevertheless.
Cool,
dude,
man.
what
Thank
an
you,
absolute
Mr. Huntley.
pleasure. To all the guests, so long and thanks for all the fish. Dude, congrats and good luck with the show, right?
Thank you, sir.
Awesome, brother.
You too.
Good having
Bye.
you on. Ciao, bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that podcast as much as I did. What an absolute pleasure to have such an hilarious human being and wonderful human being on the podcast. Hearing Alfred's story all the way from Hankey in the Eastern Cape to a brand manager in corporate Johannesburg through to being a comedian and following his dream, and his one-man show called Dating Life is out, so go and check it out at Monte Casino. And I really hope you enjoyed the podcast, guys. As always, this episode is brought to you by Jared Smith, who's my main equipment sponsor and the Thought Lab sound engineer. Thank you to Tellytrack for having us in studio. It was really, really great. Even Alfred walked in and was like, "Damn, son, how these studios." And he says he's been doing a lot of podcasts over the last while. He's been all over television. He's been on Highveld, he's been on 5, but my studios were better. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And that's coming from the horse's mouth, not mine. And then finally, thanks to WACK Management for hooking me up with Alfred. I really, really appreciate it. You can check them out at www.wacked.co.za, and that is of course John Flismus's management company, and they put me in contact with Alfred Adriaan. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll catch you next week. Ciao, bye.